Hello? Hey, ain't we a picture of combat fatigue?
Gents, if we don't look like we need a week's leave on New Caledonia, we're in the wrong Navy. Down, boy.
I'll tell you, I still don't think Binghamton's gonna buy it.
He's gotta buy it. We got 1,100 Yankee greenbacks invested in them war souvenirs.
Either we get the New Caledonia and deliver the goods, or we look for a tall building to jump off of. So let's go, you bunch of kooks. Forwards!
Stagger! Now, see here, Colonel Pryor. According to my copy of your itinerary, Rita Howard has a free day on Wednesday. Now, I just thought it would be nice if you could bring her whole show over here from New Caledonia and put it on here on our... Oh, you can't. You won't? I should do what? Now, look here, Colonel, that's no way to talk to a... Hello there, Colonel. That's no way to... Well, that gold-braided pipsqueak.
Do you mean, sir, he had the nerve to hang up on you?
It's a bitter pill to swallow, I'll tell you, Carpenter. You know, Admiral Rogers is a great admirer of Rita Howard's.
Oh, and so am I, sir. I've seen all of her movies. And, sir, do you know she is built like...
Here. What's the matter with you? I know what she's built like. Oh, this is a foul blow. Foul blow. Admiral Rogers needs a new chief of staff. I wanted to have him down here, see the show, and then we could discuss the appointment. But now, I don't know.
Now you'll have to try for the job on merit. Tough luck, sir.
Yeah. Get out of here. Don't you have any friends of your own? Now.
Did you hear that? Rita Howard's in New Caledonia. Wow, what a dame. She's built like a...
We know. Boys, that Binghamton's steaming. Boy, oh boy, guys, this combat fatigue gag is out. I've just come up with an even better idea.
What are you talking about?
What gives, Groove? Christy, you got the best handwriting here, right? Come on. We're gonna write our own ticket to New Caledonia. And salute.
You cutthroats want me to give you a leave so you can go to New Caledonia?
I know it's a little irregular, going over the skipper's head like this, sir. But you see, it's a hardship case.
The only hardship that you bandits will ever face is running out of rackets. Now get out of here. Out.
Yes, sir. Sorry, Christy. Guess you just have to write your cousin Rita in New Caledonia and tell her the family reunion is off.
Well, I guess I can always see her in Hollywood after the war.
And at least you know you tried. And a trooper like your cousin, Rita Howard, knows the show must go on.
Just a minute, you two. Did you say his cousin, Rita Howard, the movie star?
Oh, no, Captain. I didn't say that.
Groove, you told and you swore that you would.
Forgive me, Chris. It slipped out of my mouth before I could stop it.
Do you realize what my life on this base will be now? Guys will be wanting my autograph, my picture. Why, guys will even be wanting to touch me. Yeah, see?
Lucky, I deserve it.
Come on, let's get out of here before you get me in any deeper.
Now, wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me that this golden-haired boy is a cousin to Rita Howard, the movie star?
No, Captain, I didn't say that.
Hey, Groove, my cousin's letter, it's gone. Oh, is this it? It's...
Dear Cousin George, I'm so happy to know that we'll be seeing each other in New Caledonia. I can hardly wait to give you a big hug and a kiss from your little sister, Betty.
Oh, please, sir, that's very personal.
First of all, I've got a whole day off Wednesday to do anything my little heart desires. Christopher, my boy. Do you suppose that you could get her little heart to desire to come here to our little base and put on a little show?
Captain, come on, Chris. Don't be so modest. You know she'd do anything for you.
Yeah, but how can I ask her? Now that we can't get our leave.
Who said anything about you? Did I? Carpenter, did you say anything about no? You say that? He didn't say anything about no leave. Are you boys still here? Why aren't you packing? Go pack. We can't keep Cousin Rita waiting, can we? Pack.
Of all the lame brain stunts, hold it, you swabs!
But it worked. It was a stroke of genius.
I'll stroke a genius, you. Christie!
Yes, sir?
So, all of a sudden you're a movie star's cousin, huh? Why didn't you go whole hog and make it rin tin tin?
We had to do something. If we don't get these souvenirs to New Caledonia, we'll go bankrupt.
Yeah, I made a great deal with Sergeant Wojciechowski. He runs the airstrip control tower there. You know, he's given us $3 grand for that bunch of junk.
And what do you think Binghamton will give you if Rita Howard doesn't show up?
Yeah, I give you 30 days for insubordination and 60 days for false report and 2 years for being absent without leave.
Hey, Skip, condition red. Binghamton's gig.
Oh, no!
Boy, hey, Fuji.
I know. Head for the hills.
Yeah. You come with me. Ah, Captain Binghamton, sir. What a coincidence. I was just on my way over to your base, sir.
Never mind the apple polishing, McHale. I brought your leave papers with me. Oh, and now, my boy, I might have a little surprise for you when you get back, like, say, another stripe on that arm.
No, wait a minute, Captain. Before this goes any further, sir, about Miss Howard, sir, you see...
I know about Miss Howard, McHale. It's no good to try and pretend like she is not Christopher's cousin. The cat is out of the bag.
Well, I'll try and find it for you, sir. It must be around here somewhere. Here, kitty.
I'm going to kill him one of these days.
Captain, what I meant, sir, was...
I don't care what you meant. My boy, this is a red-letter day in my naval career. A little jumping for you, all right? Don't be nervous. Now, I've invited Admiral Rogers over here for the show Wednesday, and I want to tell you he was delighted. He was absolutely delighted.
Admiral Rogers, Captain, you shouldn't have done that. I mean, what was it? You see, we're supposing Miss Howard didn't show up.
Yeah, you know, people get laryngitis and broken legs.
Yes, and people also get broken necks, plus 60 days in the brig, and that's what you're going to get if Miss Howard doesn't come here and put on her show Wednesday for any reason whatsoever. Do you read me?
Loud and clear, Captain, yes, sir.
And what are we stalling for? It's not polite to keep a lady waiting. Shove off, get moving, move out. Oh, my boy, don't hurt yourself. Cousin Rita would never forgive me if you hurt yourself.
Oh, yes, don't hurt yourself. All right, come on, let's go forward aft. Come on, let's go. Let's get out of here. Rita, we want Rita, we want Rita.
Hey, wow. Now that's worth fighting a war for.
Hubba.
Miss Howard, on behalf of the brave men of Taratupa, the fight in this PT base in the South Pacific, we'd like to...
All right, you guys, move on out.
It's all right, Corporal. I'd like to talk to
Sorry, Miss Howard. Colonel Pryor's orders. All right, come on, guys. Get on, move out.
Give the boys a hand. I'm going to make a direct run. Go ahead.
Right, Skip.
All right, you guys, hold that line. Like Admiral Dewey said, darn those torpedoes.
Told you guys you can't go in there.
Yeah, well, now, he may be right. Dewey didn't say anything about bayonets, you guys.
Gee, I'm sorry. I hope the boys didn't upset you.
Oh, not at all. In fact, you'd be surprised how much a thing like this can do for a girl's morale. Commander?
McHale, Quint McHale, ma'am. I'm a skipper of the PT-73 out of Taratupa. Look, ma'am, I want to be on a level with you. You see, one of my guys told a whopper to our commanding officer about you being his cousin.
Oh?
And he also promised that he'd have you on our base tomorrow. And frankly, if we don't deliver, we'll be fed to the sharks.
Well, I certainly couldn't let a thing like that happen. First, I'll have to clear it with the brass, and then... Oh, Colonel Pryor. This is Commander McHale from Taratupa.
How do you do, sir?
Commander?
We were just discussing the possibility of bringing our show to his base tomorrow.
I'm afraid that's hardly practical, Miss Howard, since we're flying out to Pearl Harbor tomorrow. I thought I made that perfectly clear to that pest Binghamton.
Oh, yes, sir. But, Colonel, Taratupa wouldn't be too far out of your way. Maybe you could sit down, say, for about an hour or so?
Negative, McHale. Now, if you will, Miss Howard, the General is waiting.
Sorry, Commander. I guess we can't fight the Pentagon. Bye, and good luck.
Bye, Miss Howard, and thanks for trying.
Well, Skip, what do we dead? All on account of that fink colonel.
Yeah, he's another Binghamton. All right, ease off, you guys. I'm trying to think.
While you're thinking, Skip, we'll get this stuff over to the airstrip and deliver this junk to Wojciechowski. At least that'll give us bribing money for the guards back at the brig.
Wojciechowski! That's it!
That's why.
What gives, Skip?
Hey, Groove, didn't you say that Wojciechowski was the control tower operator here?
Right. That's how he gets the worldwide delivery for the trinkets. You see, he lays out the flight plans. Of course! Skip, you're beautiful.
Hey, great idea, Skip. Yeah. All we do is get Wojie to reroute Rita's plane to Taratupa.
What we gotta do is to figure out a plan to get that colonel out of the action while we... Your Uncle Dudley's done it again! Let's get this stuff over to the airstrip. Okay, everybody, hopping out. You have to evacuate the plane. Let's go.
What are you doing here, McHale? And furthermore, what are we doing here?
Oh, you had to make an emergency stop, Colonel. Welcome to Taratupa, ma'am.
What's the trouble, Commander?
Epidemic on New Caledonia, ma'am. Yes, sir. They discovered it right after you left. So, isn't that right, Doctor? Doctor!
Oh, yeah, me. Well, that's why the dread cookberry fever struck. Let's move out.
Cookberry fever?
Yes, yes, that's right. The scourge of the Solomons. Why, the last time it hit, it wiped out thousands, millions, thousands.
I didn't think it was a million. No, right, all right. Come on, let's move out. Like to say, maybe your own.
Just a second. Now, who the devil are you?
Dr. Park at your service, sir. MD, DM, BBC, AM, and FM.
Now, look here, Doctor, whatever your name is, we are not budging until such time as I...
Here you go, fellas. Come on, here you go.
All right, everybody, line up against the wall. Let's move it.
Now, see here, they're expecting us at Pearl Harbor in just a few hours.
No talking.
Think that thermometer was in long enough, Doctor?
Oh, yes, it's the latest thing, instant mercury. Normal.
Oh, thank heaven.
Normal. Normal. Subnormal.
Subnormal, that's the first symptom. Yeah. All right, everybody back. This man may be contagious. Hey?
All right, now, all you normals outside. Hurry, here we go. Stay right there, sir. Golly, Miss Howard, you don't know how happy I am that you're all right.
Yes, my fans would never forgive me if I died. Oh, cookberry fever. Instant mercury.
Hey, you mean you knew it all the time? And you're not sore? You'll put on your act for us?
Well, I'll never be able to top your act, but let's get the show on the road.
Let's get it on the road.
Welcome to Taratupa, Miss Howard. It's the fightingest PT base in the South Pacific.
Well, thank you, Captain. Captain Binghamton, isn't it?
Yes, but my friends call me Wally. Yes. Oh, Miss Howard, may I present to Admiral Rogers?
Awfully kind of you to stop off here, Miss Howard.
I don't see how I could have passed it up.
You'd do anything for me, Admiral. Anything. Oh, and Cousin George. Cousin George? I want to tell you, Miss Howard, this is a fine boy. He's almost like a son to me this morning.
Well, I'm sure the whole family would be delighted to hear he's being so well taken care of, Captain. Dear Cousin George.
Family reunions always affect them this way.
Oh, yes. How's Aunt Julius? I mean, Uncle Clary. Is she...
Well, it sounds like showtime.
Yes, gentlemen, we can't keep the troops waiting. I'd better change.
Oh, I'll show you where, ma'am. Right this way.
Oh, good. Admiral, shall we take our seats, sir? I want to tell you, a man with your background, you ought to be at least a chief petty officer, son.
You can't keep me here. My plane is due in Pearl Harbor at 2400.
Sorry, sir. Doctor's orders, you can't leave until he makes a thorough examination.
That's right, sir. Can't have you spreading kookaberry bugs all over the Pacific.
All right, this is the most out.
Here's the doctor now.
Can't be too sterile, you know, around the hospital. Gloves. No? We never use them in combat anyway. No. Take a look here. Pardon me, boy. Now, where does it hurt?
Where does what hurt? I never felt better in my life.
Oh, fine. Classic symptom, no pain. Well, now, we're just going to take a look here. Give me a light, please. You'll just lie forward. Face just straight up, please. Thank you. Wait. Another light. Now, let's see. They are. Excuse me, Constable. Well, the way I see it, it's definitely a marked inflammation of the anterior interior. If I'm not mistaken, it's hallucination of the central migraine area. And swelling in the lower epiglottis. Side.
Teddy's such a young man.
Will you stop mumbling and tell me what this is all about?
Easy now, Colonel. Mayo Clinic wasn't built in a day.
And I'll tell you something about your career in the...
Easy, please. Don't yell. I have a headache. Aspirin, please.
Shoo, baby. Shoo, baby. Bye, baby. Your mama's off to 7 seas. Don't cry, baby. Don't sigh, baby. Bye, baby. When I come back, we'll live a life of ease. Seems kinda tough now to say goodbye this way. But Mama's got to be rough now, so that she can be sweet to you another day. Bye, baby. Oh, don't cry, baby. Sure, baby. Your mama's off to the 7 seas.
Now, just relax, Colonel. This won't hurt a bit. Easy.
How's the patient getting along, Doctor?
Well, not too good. We're going to have to put him on a pretty strict diet. You know, starve of fever, feed of cold.
Oh, exactly.
No, feed of cold, starve of fever.
Oh, poppycock! I insist you let me up.
Oh, well, he insists. I will let him up to you.
McHale? What kind of doctor is this man? I've never seen such ridiculous medical procedure in my life.
Well, Colonel, you're probably used to Army doctors, sir. Dr. Parker here happens to be one of the finest medics in the Navy, sir.
I don't care what he is. He's not laying another hand on me. The Pentagon will hear of this. Now, where's Miss Howard? And where's our plane? And where are my clothes?
Guys, come here. We gotta keep him here until I can hustle everyone back onto that plane. Forgive us.
Skip, we can't do this. He's a colonel. Why, what do you want us to try?
You can try anything you want. After all, you're the doctor, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Just keep him in that dressing room. See you later, boys.
Yeah, well, I'm the doctor.
Miss Howard, wonderful. I loved your shoo-shoo. It was marvelous.
Oh, thank you, Captain.
It was awfully kind of you to perform for us, Miss Howard. We're certainly indebted to you and Colonel Pryor.
Colonel Pryor, well, he didn't have anything to do with it, Admiral. Isn't that right, Cousin George? Cousin Reed, I mean, if anybody deserves the credit...
By the way, where is the girl?
I thought I heard one of the musicians say he's at the base hospital, sir.
Base hospital? Well, Binghamton, maybe you'd better get over there and see if there's anything wrong.
Oh, well, I don't think that's necessary, Admiral.
No, I don't think that's necessary either, Admiral. In fact, I was planning on escorting Rita, Miss Howard, to the officers' club. Show her a little sample of Taratupa hospitality.
Well, I will attend to that little chore myself. Meanwhile, you set your course for the hospital and see what's wrong with the colonel. Howard?
Aye, sir. Wipe that smile off your face.
They're heading for the hospital.
What? Hey, Kip! Don't! Captain Binghamton, don't go! Get in here, come on. Get in here.
What is all this screaming about here? A minute, you mothers of mercy. Wait a minute. Well. Dr. Schweitzer, we meet again.
Yeah, Schweitzer, yeah. Well, I get back to the boys in the hut, yeah.
Wait a minute. Captain, there's a very simple explanation for all this, yes, sir.
In the name of the United States Army, I demand you open this door.
Who is that in there? Who? Colonel Pryor?
And you're Captain Binghamton, I take it. Well, I'm glad we had a chance to meet. Before I personally report you to the Secretary of the Navy.
Why would you report me? You broke the door.
I'm wise to your little scheme, Binghamton. Posing this imbecile as a doctor and locking me up so you could put on that show.
You're in just as deep as we are now, sir.
How dare you? Oh, what the hell? How dare you suggest that this imbecile is not a doctor? He's one of the top men in his field. Top man. Look at this equipment. Ever see anything like that?
Come off it! This imposter doesn't know his eyeball from his elbow. And where the devil are my pants?
Well, now, wait a minute. I resent that.
Oh, shut up. I mean, I'll handle this, Doctor. I'll handle this. Now, look here, Colonel. Look here. I can personally testify to the ability of this ensign, this doctor, Parker.
That's right, sir. Well, the captain's a regular patient of this doctor all the time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Of course, he's a bit neurotic, but what do you expect him, a hypochondriac?
Come right over here, sir. Sit right down here, sir.
He always imagines something wrong with him. Like
Yes, sir. Just that's it.
Well, we really got something this time. Primary whiplash, the secondary tertiary. Splint! Boss!
God! Nonsense!
Nonsense!
Hey, Skip, it's Admiral Rogers. He's heading this way.
Admiral Rogers is coming here?
Good! Then I can press my charges to him directly.
Chuck!
Can't be too sterile, sir.
Now, what's going on here, Binghamton? I was told you were having a little trouble.
Hey, Admiral.
No trouble, sir. Whatever gave you that idea?
Sir, Colonel Pryor at your service. I have a long list of serious charges to file against these men. For openers, they tried to pass off this nitwit Parker as a doctor.
Is that a fact, sir? Well, Colonel, I'll have you know that Dr. Parker here is one of the finest young medics in my command. I wouldn't think of having anyone else touch my ulcer. You wouldn't? Colonel, I'll give you exactly 10 seconds to change your mind and head for that plane. Or so help me. By the time it takes you to get there, you'll be a buck private.
Yes, sir.
And put on your pants. You'll have a uniform.
Colonel, before you start pressing any charges, Colonel, I want you to know I had nothing to do with this.
Oh? Well, then, McHale, I guess you have to take all the credit.
Me, sir?
Certainly. I have been practically hysterical ever since Miss Howard told me the story. It's about time someone put that pompous colonel in his place. Well done, Commander. Your plan was sheer genius. Oh, that was good.
Bye-bye, Admiral. I think I'm going to be sick.
Oh, well, now, don't you worry about a thing, Wally. It's your doctor.
We got a house call to make. Let's go. Bye-bye.
This is an island in the South Pacific. For the past few days, Japanese observers have detected unusual activity here. The Japanese Imperial Air Force received its orders: attack. At this time, the Japanese did not fully realize the importance of this mission. But in just moments, they were to break up one of the greatest actions ever organized by elements of the United States Navy.
Hey, boys, 20 down. Oh, go. Hey, come back, you cowards. I'm in the middle of a hot road. My money's down. Someone cover me. Ah, not you, you miserable. Hey, you guys, we finished the game Saturday night at McHale's Island. Okay, group, we'll be there. Don't forget, McHale's Island Saturday night. Where were you bums last week when I was losing?
Any sign of that boat yet?
Nothing yet, Skip. Well, you don't suppose something could have happened to those guys, do you?
Oh, gee, I hope not. Because I want to have the pleasure of murdering those creeps myself. Taking a PT boat to a crap game in the afternoon.
I know how you feel, Skip. Especially when you wanted to use it to go fishing.
Yeah. Here, let me have those glasses. Doggone those guys. Oh, no.
What do you see, Skip?
I see us in a stockade for the duration. It's Binghamton.
Binghamton? I better head for boondocks.
Yeah. Boy, what's he gonna say when he finds out our boat's gone?
Want me to find boondocks for free?
Get out of here. Here, take this. No, easy does it, easy. Hello, Captain. Hiya, copy. Beautiful day, isn't it, sir?
McHale, when I want a weather report, I'll call the weather station. Knock off the whistling. If I want bird calls, I'll requisition a cuckoo clock. Well, the reason I came over here is I've been informed that Admiral Benson is on his way to Taratupa on a surprise inspection tour. Now, I want to make sure that you have those pirates of yours shining, and that boat of yours better be... Where's the boat?
The boat?
The boat?
Yes, the boat. You remember the boat, don't you? It's the little gray thing, has a motor inside it, has 7-3 painted on the side. You remember that?
Oh, that boat! And you want to know what happened to it?
I'd like to, yes.
Well, now, I was here just a minute ago. Hey, guys, anybody down there?
Well, now, isn't that funny how a big thing like that could disappear? Now, I can understand a collar button, but you can...
Oh, he'll never get through this war if the nips don't get him. I will. Where?
It's on a mission, yes, sir. It's on a special reconnaissance mission.
That's right, Binghamton, sir. Look, there's the 73 boat, and it's coming this way.
Hi, Carpenter. I don't understand. Get back here. Not a word out of you two. Don't you tell them that we're here. I'm going to find out where that boat really was. No signals.
Hey, Skip, we're back. Boy, what a blast. It should have been there.
Hiya, guys.
Boy, what a crap game. Gruber had 11 passes in a row. The dice never left his hand.
I was on the luckiest streak of my whole life. And it just ended.
You heard them, sir. They just came back from a crap game.
I heard. McHale, this is one time your saltwater tramps are not going to get away with this. Carpenter?
Sir.
Draw up the court-martial papers. Unauthorized use of a naval vessel without an officer on board. Gambling. Larceny. Misconduct. The works. This ought to be good for about 20 years apiece.
20 years? Hold it. Oh, now, Captain, you wouldn't put all the boys in a brig, would you?
I wouldn't, huh? You have the boys at the brig at 1900 hours, right after the admiral's inspection. And I want to thank you men for making this one of the happiest days of my life. Come, Elroy. 1900 hours.
Yes, sir.
Your base looked in fine shape, Binghamton. But I did think you were unnecessarily rough on some of your men during inspection. Especially the 73 boat.
Oh, well, you don't know those men like I know them, Admiral. No, you've got to be ruthless with those men. If you're not, they'll walk all over you.
Well, personally, I believe that the only kind of officer who moves ahead is one who gains the affection and love of those under him.
Well, that's the way I operate, sir. That's the way I feel about it. I'm ruthless, but lovable. Why, as a matter of fact, I'm like a father to my men. Isn't that right, son?
Oh, yes, Dad. I've always prided myself on the affection that my men had for me. When I left my command to move up to Fleet, my men threw me a testimonial dinner. Gave me this watch.
Oh. Would you believe it? The men on my base are throwing me a testimonial dinner?
Really? When?
When? Well, Saturday, Admiral. It's just too bad you won't be here, sir. But I'll write you a letter. I'll let you know how big a watch I get.
You know something, Binghamton? I might just come back for that.
You might? For that, you would... Well, we'd be delighted to have you, sir, if you would come back. We'll save you a seat on the dais.
Well, I have to shove off. See you Saturday.
Saturday.
Captain Binghamton, I don't understand. Nobody's throwing a testimonial for you on Saturday.
I'll just stand there, you nitwit. You go out and throw me a testimonial. Now, it's about time you got here. How are the plans coming for my testimonial dinner? How many people are going to be there? 300, 400? How many? Speak up.
I started a list, sir. There'll probably be just two.
200? Well, that's a lot less than I counted on. 200.
Not 200, sir. Just two. You and me.
Out of the whole base, you can only get 2 people to come to my... Do you realize that we're going to be outnumbered by the waiters? What kind of a testimonial dinner is that? Why?
I'm sorry, sir. I did make a mistake. There will be more, sir.
Oh, that's better.
I forgot the admiral.
The admiral is... Oh, I'm ruined. A testimonial dinner for 2 people is just a disaster.
Captain, it's just too bad you're not on good terms with Commander McHale. You know how good he is at throwing all sorts of parties.
McHale? I'd do better going to the Japanese, especially after this morning.
Perhaps if you made up to him in some way, like forgetting those charges, sir?
Are you suggesting that a captain in the United States Navy would stoop to blackmail?
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, straighten up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Come on, straighten up there. Come on, stay in line, you guys.
Well, don't just stand there. Get my hat. Open the door. Do something to earn your pay. How much are you getting, anyway? Miguel, you.
You who? Hold it, you guys, hold it. What now, Captain?
How are you boys doing here? You out for a little constitutional?
Constitutional? We're on our way to the stockade where you ordered us to go.
Oh, yes, of course. But there's no hurry about that, after all. I mean, it's open 24 hours a day. Boys, I've been thinking about it, and I was thinking, after all, what is the big crime you did? What was so terrible? So they took a boat out without an officer. Now, I know the Navy frowns on that, but I don't think that's so bad, do you?
Well, now, you know, I don't think that's so bad either, Captain. You know they do it all the time, don't you, Skip? But they'll never do it again.
Oh, I believe you, Chuck. I believe. In fact, I'm so sure you're right, I might even drop the charges.
Oh? Captain, when you want to do something nice for us, there's only one sure thing for us to do.
What's that?
Prisoners, halt!
Halt, man. I'm trying to be friendly, man. Halt, man, please. Halt, man, please, for heaven's sake. Halt.
All right, Captain, lay your cards on the table. Now, what's this all about?
All right, McHale, I'll give it to you, and I'll give it to you straight. I'm in a spot, and I need the help of you and your men. I need a testimonial dinner, and I need it this Saturday night.
A dinner for you?
Boy, does that mean you're retiring?
No, that doesn't mean I'm retiring, you crutch. I mean, I thought it would be nice if the men on this base here made a little demonstration of their feelings towards me.
He doesn't want a testimonial. He wants a riot.
All right, stand attention. You've had your little laugh, now I'm gonna have mine. McHale, I need that dinner, and I want it for Saturday night. I get it, and I drop the charges. I don't get it, and you won't see these cutthroats again till World War III. Now, what do you say?
Well, Captain, you just bought yourself a dinner.
That's very nice of you, McHale. Shall we say Saturday, your place?
Yeah.
All right, a dinner at 7-ish?
7.
Oh, and McHale, let's make it a very big turnout, shall we? I want to feel quite well loved. Goodbye, dear heart. Bye.
Bye-bye, sir. Bye. Bye.
Skipper, you can't be serious.
We'll go to a party for old Leadbottom.
Listen, that's like giving a testimonial for Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, besides, Saturday night is definitely out. I got a mob of the guys coming over to finish up the big crap game.
You what?
Well, I had to come somewhere after those nip planes came down.
Oh, you bird brain, you. It's on account of you and your galloping dominoes that we're in this kind of a mess. Look, boy, you better get rid of that game and fast. You hear me, mister?
Oh, but Skipper...
Stow it, Gruber. You'll need all the con you can get, boy, in order to get enough swabbies to come to Binghamton's testimonial. Whether we like it or not, you guys, we're in the banquet business. And you better give us the wholesale rate, you hear me?
Well, how'd you guys do?
They ran from me so fast you'd think I'd had something catching.
How many did you get for the captain's dinner, Grove?
Hey, look at that list of names.
Hey, they're all coming?
Nah, these are all guys who took a shot at me. Bringing them all up on charges.
Hey, here comes the skip and Mr. Parker. Maybe they had better luck.
Well, there's no sense in asking how you guys made out. It's written all over your faces.
How'd you make out, Skipper? With your drag, you must have really lined them up.
Maggie's drawers.
Boy, and the captain ordered a big turnout for this thing, too, you guys.
Well, I could have gotten 50 guys if it had been for Binghamton's wake.
Look, Skipper, as long as we can't get the testimonial going, what do you say we call the crap game on again?
Oh, come on.
At least give us a chance to raise enough money to get a cheap lawyer.
That's something. We can't get one guy to go to Binghamton's testimonial, yet Gruber can get all the guys he wants to go to a crap game.
Hey, Chuck, you may have just saved the day.
Well, I always try and be helpful in time of, what to do.
Gruber, break out those bones again, boy. You're gonna have that crap game.
You mean it, Skipper?
Yes, sir.
What about the testimonial?
That's on again, too. We're gonna run the two of them together.
Crap game testimonial?
Well, it's a wild idea, but it's our only chance. Look, all we need to do is to get those dice jockeys over here and make Binghamton think that they came over for his dinner. Then we get him in and out fast, and the boys can have their game.
Boy, if Binghamton finds out that his dinner guests are a bunch of crap shooters, he'll kill us. If we're lucky, he'll kill us.
Ah, come on, let's get back to the island. Take your hold
Captain Binghamton, we love you?
Oh, come on now, guys. Aren't you over doing it just a wee bit?
Oh, well, we give a testimonial. We give a testimonial.
Yeah. Well, it's just about time for our guests to be arriving now. All you guys got your assignments straight?
Check. I'll be down at the dock to tip off the action boys from the fleet when they arrive.
As soon as they all get here, then we start the testimonial.
Then we get the testimonial over quick so we can get rid of Binghamton.
As soon as Binghamton leaves.
Look, I don't care what you do after Binghamton leaves, but as long as he's here, I want you guys to stay in line. You hear me? Change the sign.
Roger, Wilco, 7 and out.
Here he comes.
Chuck, let's go down and greet our honored guest.
Ah, Captain. Oh, welcome to your testimonial dinner, sir.
Thank you. Oh, Captain Binghamton, we love you. Well, that's a very nice touch.
Straight from the heart, sir. Straight from the heart.
Knock it off. Where is everybody? Everything ready?
Well, you're a bit early, sir, but, would you care to inspect the banquet hall, sir?
The banquet hall, yes, I would like that.
Right this way, sir.
Captain Binghamton, we love you. What's the matter, Ensign? It's a very happy day. You seem nervous.
Oh, me nervous? No, that's silly. I think we ought to go over to the bank.
As you were, man, as you were. What a delightful surprise this is, McHale. Certainly have a lot of seats.
Yes, sir. We're expecting quite a crowd, sir.
Oh, quite a crowd. And the best you could do is dinner for two.
Sorry, sir, but I'll only believe it when I see it. Begging your pardon, Skipper, but there are several boatloads of men arriving at the dock, sir.
Boy?
Yes,
Did
sir.
you say boatloads?
Oh, yes, sir, several.
Several boatloads. And you didn't trust them. Oh, I'd like to... McHale, maybe we better go outside. I'll greet my guests.
Oh, that's a good idea, Captain. The sooner we get them in, the sooner we get the testimonial over with.
Right this way, sir. McHale.
Yes, sir.
This is a solid gold watch, which the men will present to me as a token of their esteem and affection. Now, here, Parker.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. I already have one, but boy, I'll sure cherish this.
You give the watch to me. I get the watch. After my speech, you will surprise me with the watch. Parker, I think during the surprises, it might be effective if you would have tears in your eyes.
Yes, sir. I cry very easily, sir. Yes, sir. If you'd like, I could throw a little tantrum.
Bet my bottom dollar your family volunteered you for service. Let's go, McHale. Like a troll.
Are you trying to tell us an officer's going to be in the game? Not in the game. He's sort of behind it.
Hey, you're kidding. Boy, what a chance he's taking.
Don't worry. Binghamton's too smart to take chances. That's why he figured out this testimonial angle.
Captain Binghamton, we love you. Oh, brother.
Oh, look, don't you guys get it? This way, in case there's a raid, we're covered. You guys get yourself a free feed and a crap game. Now go on up to the hut. Please, go along with Binghamton, huh? Another shot.
Men, Captain Binghamton.
Welcome, man. Welcome. Thank you for coming. I hope it's as big a night for you as it is for me.
I sure hope so. I got $500 of my shipmate's dough with me.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I didn't expect cash. Just your being here would have been enough.
Right this way, boys. The beer's on.
Is he on a level? You really didn't expect cash?
This is the first time since I've been in the Navy that my credit was good in a crap game.
Right this way. Come on, matey. Let's make it with the testimonial.
Yeah, come on. We'll have all night. Come on. Beer. Lots of beer up there. Well, I guess we got all the turnout we need, sir. We can start the proceedings now, sir.
You out of your mind, McHale. We can't start until Admiral Benson gets here.
Did you say Admiral Benson?
Admiral Benson?
Yes, Admiral Benson. This whole thing is for his benefit, and he ought to be pulling in any second now. You know something? I can hardly wait to show him how well-loved I am. All right?
Yes, sir. Well, now what are we going to do, Skip?
Well, we gotta stall these guys and then until the Admiral shows up.
But Skipper, those characters are getting mighty restless. They're coming for a little action.
Well, look, they gotta keep their shirts on or we'll have more action around here than the Battle of Midway. Chuck, look, you go ahead inside and start a speech. That's it. Almost like you're gonna start the testimonial. Anything but keep them in their seats. And Gruber, you help out. Go ahead. I'll stay here with lovable old Wally. Go on.
What am I going to say?
Go ahead.
All at you peasants, as you were. We're going to start the proceedings.
Thank you, and greetings. Well, of course, you all know why we're gathered here today.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, EO 11.
That's right. We're all here to pay tribute to Yahoo 11. We're all here to pay tribute to our beloved leader, Captain Wallace B. Binghamton.
Hey, what's the B stand for? Boxcars.
No, it stands for Burton.
Now ease off, you swabs. Remember our deal.
Look, we're tired of waiting. We came here to play. Now I'm shooting 50. Who'll face?
I'll take a piece. Man, knock it off, you guys.
Make me.
Hey, you guys. Hey, knock it off. Attention. Attention. This is your ensign speaking.
Sir, why don't we go ahead and have the testimony, and then you can tell all about it to the admiral later at the officers' club.
No, that won't do. I want the admiral to see for himself how my men love me.
Oh, yes, sir. But sir, the men from the fleet have to get back to their ships, and I think we should really hurry it along. On the other hand, sir, there's really no reason to hurry it. Why don't we go to the officers' club and wait for the admiral? Or what do you say, sir?
Making a bit of sense, huh? What is that racket up there? What is that?
Racket? What racket is that, sir?
You know darn well what racket.
Well, I guess the men must be getting a little anxious. Yes, sir. They're probably going to start the testimonial without you, sir.
You're right about them starting. They just threw out the first Marine.
Yes, sir.
Up there on the double.
Yes, sir.
Columbia, the gem of the ocean, the home of the free and the brave. First ring. Brave and the free. Hi, Captain. Boy, they're sure loving it. Getting a little carried away, though.
Water in the bloopers.
Oh, you guys, come on, knock it off. Cut it out. Hey. Uh-oh, it's the captain.
Hey, it's Binghamton.
That's right, it's Binghamton. I hear this. This is your captain speaking. Come on, rest! Every mother's son of you! This is the most outrageous, the most despicable, the most disgraceful! Shut up!
What's the beef? So we had a little fight. You're getting your cut of the game.
Come on, Captain. We'll get you all cleaned up, and then we'll come back and have dinner.
Yeah, and I got a lot of wonderful things to say about you yet, too. And I got to surprise you with your watch.
Did you say my cut of the game?
Sure. We know all about you fronting it with this phony testimonial.
Oh, McHale, this really does it. I'm going to have you swinging from the radar mast for this.
Captain Binghamton! Captain, is the... Oh! Captain Binghamton, the Admiral's just arrived, sir.
Good! I'm glad the Admiral's here, McHale, because with the Admiral as a witness, you're not going to wiggle out of this. This ought to be good for about 10 years. Wait a minute.
Yes. Well, okay, sir. I just hope we have adjoining cells.
Well, that would be nice if we had. What are you talking about, adjoining cells? What is that?
Well, sir, you see, this is the only way we could get enough men to come to your testimonial dinner. And when the Admiral hears all about it, why...
Yeah, like you being the only officer in naval history to have a crap game thrown in your honor.
Yes, sir.
The only officer to have a... I could just scream.
Well, we better make it fast, sir. It's either sink or swim.
Sir, he's almost here, sir.
Swim.
Swim right this way. There you are. For
he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. We're so unhappy.
Well, Binghamton, I must admit that you have quite a turnout.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, it was Admiral. I'm sorry you had to miss it all.
Yes, well, so am I. Tell me, did you get your watch?
I did my watch.
Oh, yes. Well, we're having such a good time, we forgot all about giving the captain his watch. Mr. Parker, give the captain his watch.
Skip, it broke, remember?
Give me yours.
Skip, that's for my mother.
Well, give it to him.
Yeah. Surprise! As a token of our affection, we'd like to present you with this.
May I see it? Oh, it's even inscribed. To Poopsie with love.
Poopsie? Poops. That's one of the men's pet name for me, Admiral. I told you they're crazy about me.
We sure are, sir. Yes, sir. All right, boys, let's hear it. For
Poopsie the jolly good fellow, for Poopsie the jolly good fellow, for Poopsie's a jolly good fellow.
Binghamton, sir. Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
Why do you have to interrupt me, you bird brain, just when I've got McHale zeroed in?
It's Admiral Reynolds, sir. It's very important. He's on the scramble phone.
Admiral Reynolds, why don't you say so? Hold these. What's the matter?
Oh, it hurts, sir.
Oh, be brave, man. You're a sailor. Yes, Admiral. Yes, I'm sorry to keep you waiting, sir, but you caught me right in the middle of a weapons drill. What can I do for you, sir?
Just a reminder about the logistics conference, Binghamton. We convene Saturday at 0800, so give yourself plenty of time to get here.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll do it. I've been looking forward to the conference for weeks, Admiral. I'll be there bright and early.
What's that? Binghamton, are you holding a band concert at this time of day?
A band? No, we don't have any. The enemy must be jamming our frequency, Admiral. I'll call you back, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on out there? What are you doing?
Oh, sure. Look out there.
What in the name of Nimitz is that? Coming Friday, the PT-73 Follies? McHale has dreamed up another way to sabotage the war effort, but he won't get away with it.
Be brave, sir.
This record's had it. You guys are gonna have to dream up another song.
Hey, who needs a record player when you got real talent?
Pipe down. Now I'm gonna take over, saying I'm gonna run this whole show. Nobody's gonna stop me. See, yeah, 'cause I'm the guy around here. If anyone tries to stop me, I go pop, 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 yeah.
You don't have to get sore about it, Tink. I mean, you know.
I ain't sore, Mr. Parker. That's my imitation of Edward G. Robinson. I do about 50 more. Guess who this is?
Mr. Christian. Mr. Christian, come here, or I'll have you lashed to the mast.
Who is it, Betty Grable? Hey, you went out with hobbling shoes. Come on, guys.
Parker, your worries are over. Look what I whipped up. A real, genuine, homemade gazika box.
Oh, you didn't have to go to all that trouble. I mean, just a few card tricks would have done, you know.
Card tricks? Why, that's strictly for the peasants. This, I make a beautiful girl disappear. Here, Mr. Parker, step in the box.
Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm not a beautiful girl. I'm an officer and a gentleman.
Oh, so for the sake of the demonstration, we'll pretend you just got your commission in the waves, huh?
Well, why don't you take one of the ladies? I mean...
Easy.
Well,
yeah, you coming? Toes in. Good.
Say, wait,
Booge. Now, night. Behold, a miracle.
You'll never
get away with it. What are you worried about, fellas? It's all entertaining. Booge, throw me on your side.
No.
Perfect.
Hi, gang. Hello, girls. Where's the great Ziegfeld?
Mr. Parker, he's in the box.
What is this thing, an instant suicide kit?
Oh, relax, Skip. A few passes of the magic cape, and Mr. Parker is gone. Abracadabra, abracadabra.
Chuck, are you all right? What are you trying to do, get rid of my executive officer?
I can explain it. This was too much abra, not enough cadabra.
Abracadabra, but...
The box was too big, the answer was too small. The answer was too small, the box was too big. Well, old girl, it's back to the drawing boards.
We're still stuck for an opening act, Skip. How about me? I can tell plenty funny Japanese jokes if Skip doesn't be my straight man.
Okay, Uncle Milty, go ahead. Oh, boy, this better be good.
quick, into the box. Hello there, Captain. How are you, sir?
All right, I give up. Is this a PT base or is the Section 8 ward having their annual picnic?
No, sir. We're perfectly normal. Straighten up there, girls.
Well, sir, the men were just putting a show together and, for the men on the main base. You must have heard.
Oh, yes, I heard all about it. Carpenter heard about it, too.
Oh.
The admiral's heard about it. I imagine that even Emperor Hirohito has heard about it by now.
Boy, our publicity campaign's really going over.
Oh, yes, I heard. Keep out of this. Convention. You are bucking for seaman second class. I've got a little bit of news for you, too, McHale. You're not putting on any show. I've just rung down the curtain.
Oh, now, have a heart, Captain. The men are starved for entertainment. Why, there hasn't been a USO troop through here in months.
And you know why? Because we are supposed to be conducting a war here, not auditioning for the next edition of the Ziegfeld Follies.
Ziegfeld!
We could use that as our opening joke.
Now, wait a minute, Captain. There's nothing wrong in the men putting together a show, is there, on their own time?
Nothing wrong, huh? I'll tell you what's wrong. You're interfering with communications. You're disrupting normal routine procedures. You're misusing naval personnel and you're wasting government property. And what's in the box?
Nothing, sir. It's just a magic prop I built. I guarantee it's absolutely empty. There's nothing in it.
Nothing in the box. Then in that case, you won't mind if I have a little look, will you?
Oh, no need to look. See?
Hey!
Well, that was just me. I'm practicing a ventriloquist act. Watch. Yay! See, my lips didn't even move.
Ventriloquist. You wouldn't even make a good dummy.
There you are, sir. You see, we're as pure as the driven snow.
There's been a lot of snow around here, and I'm going to put an end to the blizzard. There's going to be no show Friday night, and that's an order.
Well, bye-bye, Captain. Bye-bye.
Get out of here. Skip, the whole base was counting on us.
Yeah, I know. And you want to know something? We're not going to let them down either. Old Leadbottom gave us specific orders not to hold the show on Friday night, huh? But he didn't mention anything about Saturday. And on Saturday, he's going to be holding that conference at Fleet, all right?
Hey, yes. And what he won't know won't hurt him.
Right.
Skip, that's a stroke of pure genius.
You're not so bad yourself, Groove, you know, making Fuji disappear in the nick of time. Fuji? Yipe! Hey, where you been? What happened?
How'd you get back? Don't ask me. That's what you call showbiz.
Captain Binghamton, sir, the 68 boat is at the dock ready to go.
Good. Let's see now. There's my tonnage reports, my logistic charts, my toothbrush. Yeoman, take a memo. In my absence, Lieutenant Carpenter will be temporarily in charge. So any request... What's going on here? What?
Nothing, sir. We're just...
I'll be the judge of what's going on here. What have you got behind your back?
Nothing.
What is that, you sneak? See that. PT 73 Follies changes to Saturday. McHale's Island, 2000 hours. Tell your friends and burn this. So those pirates refuse to take no for an answer, do they? They think they're going to put on their South Seas sideshow in spite of my orders, huh?
But, sir, what about your conference? And the 68 boat is waiting.
Batten your hatch. That was 68 boat. I won't be needing them.
Yes.
Put down the phone when I'm talking to you. South Sea Schuberts think they can cross Wally Binghamton and get away with it, huh? I'll show them.
Joe sent me.
But how about these souvenirs? How am I supposed to peddle these at double last year's prices?
Simple. With every native trinket, you give him one of these. A genuine French postcard.
Aha! So that's why you money-grubbing eight balls wanted to put on this show, so they can make a killing during intermission.
But Skip, no harm in just trying to make expenses.
Yeah. And no jacking up the prices either. And that phony French postcards.
Oh, but Skip, they ain't phony. Here, look for yourself.
Yeah. A picture of General de Gaulle?
Yes, we gotta live up to our advertising.
Binghamton's coming.
And I'm going.
Hey, Skip. Hey, Binghamton's coming. Boy, if he finds out we're putting on the show.
Well, he's not gonna find out. Come on, you guys, cover this up. And let's get out of here. And remember, act natural, or our next performance will be on a rock pile. Let's go.
Oh, hello there, Captain. What brings you out here in these parts, sir?
Yeah, we thought you'd be on the way to the conference by now.
Yes, Admiral, I'm leaving in a few minutes.
Oh, well, happy sailing, sir.
Yeah, bye-bye, so long, bon voyage, all that.
I intend to bon voyage because you men are going to take me.
Yeah, we're taking you.
We're taking you. We can't do that, sir.
Oh, yes, you can. I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to ride up to Comfleet on the 73, and at the same time, I'll make sure that your little peep show doesn't go on.
Okay, Captain, so you got the goods on us. But have a heart. The boys have worked hard on this show, and the men over in the main base deserve some entertainment, sir.
Yeah, besides, the house is all sold out. It's SRO.
Yeah.
That's standing room only.
I know what SRO is. And you men being the old troopers that you are, I'm sure you've heard that expression, the war must go on. How does it feel to be back in the Navy and out of show business, McHale? Oh, I'm really enjoying this trip, and at the rate we're going, we'll be up at Comfleet with hours to spare.
Yes, sir.
Look at Binghamton up there. That tidy rat, I'd like to give it to him like he gave it to us.
Not so much that he called off our show. What are you gonna do with 500 pictures of General de Gaulle?
Condition red! Condition red! An enemy plane! She's diving right at us, Skip! Battle stations! Come on, boys!
There she is! 11 o'clock, Skip! No, wait a minute. No, be about 11:15. No, 11:17. The big hand's on.
Okay,
11.
stop with the numbers already.
Everybody okay back there?
Everybody's fine, Skip.
All right, let's get moving, McHale. We're losing time.
That's not all we're losing. That nip hit our tanks, doggone 'em.
Yeah, you're right, Skip. Boy, the fuel gauge is really going down fast. 27, 26, 25.
There he goes with the numbers again. Will you stop that? How far away from a friendly base?
Too far. We'll have to put in on Nearest Island and make repairs and see if we can get more gasoline.
I don't know, Skip. Those are all Japanese held.
Yeah, well, maybe we can fool him into honoring an American credit card, huh?
I left mine in my wallet, Skip. I don't know if we can go back. That's joking, but...
You say you can use it in your shell, I'll strangle you, you bird brain.
All right, men. Let's go find us some gasoline, but remember, keep your eyes open. This island is just crawling with nips. Come on, let's go. I'll lead you. Hey, look. Jackpot, you guys. There's their fuel dump.
Hey, the winner. Can't just barge in there, McHale. We'll have that whole island on our necks.
Enemy truck. Hit the deck.
Hey, what do you know? They got goof-offs in their army, too.
Hey, fellas. I think our transportation problems are just solved. Keep me covered, boys.
Okay, guys, come on.
Nice going, Skip.
Yeah. That's brilliant. What do we do now? Drive up to the Nips and tell them to fill in with a high test?
Oh, I'd settle for regular, sir.
Hey, Skip! Hey, get a load of this cargo.
Yeah. Hatashi Kabuki plays Osaka. Hey, how about that?
Hey, we must have hijacked a bunch of nip minstrels. Look at all this stuff. Wigs, makeup.
It's even got magic props.
Must be a Japanese USO show on the island.
Uh-huh. Show business again. No wonder they're losing the war.
Now, just a minute, sir. Boys, let's get this truck right in the bushes. Tie up that driver. Captain, I know you're against show business, but I feel that this is going to be our ticket right into that fuel dump. Come on, boys. Let's get going. I got an idea. All right, come on, you guys. Get out here. Let's take a look at you.
I saw, Skip.
Hey, Happy. Yeah, Virgil. Yeah, Christy.
I'm Willie, Skip.
Oh, Christy. Oh. Hey, Drew. Take care.
How about that?
We are ready, O Honorable Skipper-san.
Which way to the geese?
All right. Knock it off, you miserable minstrels. Where's Mr. Parker?
Come on, Skip. How about this bell-bottom sleeves?
Hey, what's holding up the captain? Last time I looked, he was still struggling with his girdle. If he wasn't an officer, I'd ask him to marry me.
All right, knock it off. Warning you, McHale, if we get killed because of this fool stunt of yours, I'm going to see to it that you're court-martialed.
Oh, whatever noble captain desire.
Why do I have to wear the geisha outfit? It's a disgrace. It's a positive outrage.
Oh, I think you look beautiful.
Oh, do you? Well, I suppose. Oh, shut up.
Oh, that's enough, sir. Now, fellas, look, we got to move fast, so we're going to go over this once more. Now, I'm going to tell the officer in charge that we've come to give him a sample of the big show that we got in store for him, right?
Then the great Grabuji waves his magic wand and holds the guards spellbound with a few hundred assorted tricks, right? What do you expect? Made in Japan.
While Rube's making with the hocus pocus, the rest of us load the gas drums into the truck.
Check. Now, one thing. I'm the only one here that can speak enough Japanese to get us by, so the rest of you guys keep your big mouth shut. I'll do all the talking. Present company accepted, sir. All right, you paisans, come on, into the truck. Christy, you drive.
Pardon me, sir. Ladies first.
Oh, knock it off, you nitwit.
Well, at least you can call me an honorable nitwit.
All right, そのたちの要件は何だ? 私たちは慰問に来た芸人たちです。よし、通れ。俺が態度の呼んでやる。俺が態度の呼んでやる。態度の。態度。
じゃあこれは田舎の芸者だ。
Don't pay any attention to him, sir. You don't want him to think you're that kind of girl.
Okay, Sunrise, he fell for it. It's showtime. He's gonna put us all in that tent over there. The whole detail.
Have no fear, Skip. I won't let you down.
You better not, or our next booking will be in a prisoner of war camp. Make it look good, boys. Shohei no minasan, Tokyo de Yumena, Grubiji o shokai shimasu.
あれだな。沖縄かどこから来たの。
あそう。はい。
Oh! Okay, boys. Get that gas. Come on, boys. Let's go. Quick.
All right, get rid of him on the double. You men get that fuel in the truck.
What? Hey! What's going on in here? Why?
The great Rubigi's not making out so well. How'd you make out?
Oh, I got rid of that sentry. I doubled him a good.
Good.
Good for you, ma'am. Sir.
Ingrates? What do they want for nothing?
Now they want another rack. We haven't got any more to give them.
Boy, too bad we aren't fighting the French. I mean, at least I could sing Frere Jacques.
French, Japanese, what's the difference, you numbskull? Go out there and hum it.
Yeah, come on. Go ahead out there. Go
Sukiyaki, teriyaki, osoga, negoya, maufukiyama, sensu hayakawa, Tokyo.
boy, Madokia, utachi, no, mukashi mitai ni no nai na.
Sukiyaki,
そんな出来損ない追い出せ。
おじゃにか出して。
あ、芸者を呼んでこいよ。そうだ。
Ukulele's out of tune.
Uh-oh.
What do they want now?
You.
Me?
Yeah. And we need the time. So come on, Madam Butterfly. Your public awaits you. Go. Go on in there. Give a hand. Go ahead.
Boys, get out of here. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Christy, hit that gas, boy.
Come in.
Hello, Captain.
Yeah, what's the meaning of this outrage? What?
Well, sir, we thought we'd come over and give you a little preview, sir, of our PT-73 Follies. Curtain at 2000 hours tomorrow.
Yes, sir. And all donations go to the Naval Relief, sir. Here's your ticket, $100. If you'll just sign it right there, sir.
Yes,
sure
sir.
appreciate your donation.
$100. Ha! What makes you think I'll even let you put on a show?
Oh, well, sir.
Yes. Let's just say that it's in memory of Madam Butterfly.
It'll go over real big at the Officers Club, don't you, sir?
Awesome.
Take a personal check.
Gladly, sir.
On linoleum, Pippa shuffled her bare feet on the cool linoleum, completely oblivious to Jasper's dramatic pronouncements. She clutched a rather moth-eaten teddy bear to her chest. "Will you quit babying me, Jazzy?" she demanded, a stubborn pout forming on her lips. I'm a Binghamton girl now, a fully formed, capable adult set who can navigate the complexities of late-night perambulation. Buntais. Raya, pouring herself a much-needed glass of water, eyed her weary. The events of the evening had etched deep lines of fatigue around her eyes, offing in a seed. Oh, you a big girl now, are you, Pippa? She deadpanned, her voice dripping with the sort of sarcasm usually reserved for particularly infuriating customer complaints. Gay, forgive my officer, but, judging by your recent behavior, you reacting more like a tempestuous toddler, and Mot am, by default, going to treat you like one. Comatize. Of it. She made a sudden, decisive lunge, scooping the startled bee into her arms with the practiced ease of someone who had wrangled small, protesting children, or, indeed, overgrown roommates before, hoisting her fireman style over her shoulder. Went on. Rhea, put me down at once. This is undignified. Pippa shrieked, kicking her legs with surprising force against Rhea's back, her voice echoing with indignation. Mot am an independent woman, capable of self-locomotion. Contest Groot. Rhea grunted, hoisting Pippa higher, securing her grip with a grunt of effort. Whiz. More tent. To bed whether you like it, loathe it, or merely tolerate it. You, my dear, are officially on the express train to Dreamland, with no stops for unauthorized nocturnal wanderings. Onshin, Benusatist. Exquisitely ill-timed moment that the front door, having been left slightly ajar in Barnaby Buffle Haddock's earlier shame-faced retreat, slowly, almost conspiratorially, creaked open once more. Onominatial Belint, Abinlation Natai, offered card, Banon tree, Becard. Be determined. Clearly, having finally recalled his earlier, forgotten and utterly trivial purpose for the initial visit, Bill, Abanu, Onabil. He stopped dead, frozen, in the doorway, witnessing the utterly surreal tableau. Rhea, strong and purposeful, with a resolute expression on her face, Nuktaru, carrying a wildly protesting Pippa, who was flailing dramatically in her voluminous pink nightgown, looking like a discarded flamingo, witized. Meanwhile, Jasper stood by, looking like a particularly large and bewildered 18-wheeler. Of a particularly large and bewildered 18-wheeler, please, of face, already flushed from his third. Scent, again applied, of the Marmalade Manor's notoriously creaky staircase, turned an alarming, almost arterial, shade of puce. His jaw dropped, then worked silently, for a moment, unable to articulate the sheer scale of the presumed debauchery unfolding before him. Gone intently. Aha! He bellowed triumphantly, his voice regaining all its usual theatrical bombast. On dice. Right. Undeniable proof. Unadulterated debauchery in my hallowed establishment. Mot don't have to understand. Mot merely have to observe. Mot caught you red-handed, you incorrigible rascals, offered guard by this new, unexpected intrusion. And the sheer weight of Pippa's squirming form nearly dropped her, stumbling slightly. Mr. Buffle Haddock, for the love of decency, you don't understand. Opley, Finchlin. Barnaby scoffed, gesturing wildly with his hands, his polyester sleeves flapping. Promfront. Innocence is merely a flimsy veil. For your nocturnal shenanigans, you have got the irrefutable evidence right there in your hands. A shocking display of embrace onto Whiten, descending a traumatized, senfinitized. Attempty, Jasper stepped forward, calm, which was rapidly failing him, as his internal monologue screamed in utter panic. Only, Mijanabi, looks, Buffle, imagination, Before your imagination launches into orbit and constructs another elaborate narrative of impropriety, allow me to clarify who is entire lead. Mr. Buffle ejected, her voice muffled by Ria's shoulder, where her face was currently pressed. Her voice was, however, laced with the indignance of the unfairly accused. Oni, often. Jazzy was most unequivocally not doing anything wrong. He was simply trying to assist me, his unfortunate roommate, in a time of medical necessity. Glung just bet he was assisting you, young lady. Barnaby roared, his eyes narrowing once more. He was. Mr. Buffle Haddock, Pippa insisted, struggling to free her face from Ria's back. Benishning paused, momentarily nonplussed. His gaze drifted, confused, from Ria struggling with Pippa to Jasper, whose explanations were now spiraling into incoherence, and back again. Inian B. Hang on a second, all of you. What, pray tell, are you two doing up here anyway? He demanded, looking directly at Ria and Pippa, entirely forgetting his earlier accusations against Jasper and the initial purpose of his second, furious entrance. Oncham by B. He seemed genuinely perplexed by their renewed presence in the living room. Louise Inaby, rein her footing, and still grunting under Pippa's surprising weight, finally lost the last vestige of her patience. Her voice was strained, but her tone was acidic. Well, you remembered why you came up here before, didn't you, Mr. Buffle Haddock? She practically hissed. Omelette rifle. Traumatized. This time, cares time before you re-overcome by amnesia again. He snapped his fingers dramatically, a sudden light of realization dawning in his eyes, quickly followed by a profound cloud of confusion. Ah, yes, indeed. Mott remembered why Mott came up here before. A most pressing matter concerning the disposal of used tea leaves, which he paused, his triumph rapidly deflating. And now, why did Mott come up here this time? Oh, blast and bother, it's clean out of my head again, a veritable void of memory. You people are driving me positively frantic, bordering on lunacy. My mind is a sieve. 1-0. Then paused, a new sound emanating from the open doorway. Quite traumatized. The hallway door, not quite closed behind Barnaby, opened. Yet again, albeit tentatively this time. A groggy, but perpetually slick and self-assured figure materialized in the doorway, blinking against the dim light. Going on? Asked Flynn Finch. Jasper. Eternally charming, eternally opportunistic friend. His Tiffany Thistlebottom date. Bide, tently, in his question, bide. Flynn, whom Jasper had explicitly told not to come off until after his Tiffany misunderstood or deliberately misinterpreted, and thought they were having an early, casual gathering, perhaps a pre-party gathering for his upcoming poker game. One lamination. Mott thought we were all going to go to bed together tonight. Ori traumatized. His entire body stiffening as if struck by a lightning bolt of outrage. He slowly turned, his eyes, already inflamed, widening to encompass the new arrival. His face, already the color of an overripe eggplant, deepened to an alarming, almost bruised hue. Gujaw worked silently for a moment, a gurgling sound escaping him before words finally, explosively, burst forth. Gonaise. A Romaneve kefit, a Roman orgy. Marmon orgy, in my marmalade bowl decadence, you listen to me, you heathens. This is a respectable place, a bastion of virtue. No orgies here, of any Roman or modern persuasion, we indict. Or else I shall be forced to take draconian measures, the likes of which you cannot even imagine, or waved his arm, emphatically, like a deranged conductor. Twice. Pippa, still dangling, upside down at shoulder, her head throbbing, and her body feeling increasingly disoriented, let out a weak, pathetic moan. Oh boy, when my head's not right, you both sure do get into a terrible, terrible lie. It's almost a sport for you, Winaltized. Pippa? Jasper, distracted by the landlord's enraged, wildly gesticulating performance, finally remembered Pippa's precarious condition. He turned to her, his voice laced with renewed urgency. Pippa, are you okay? You look even more pale than usual. Been listening. Pippa's eyes fluttered, then rolled upwards. Oh, boy. Everything just got sort of blurry there for a minute, Jazzy. Like looking through a very dirty kaleidoscope. And my goose egg is now playing an entire symphony orchestra inside my head. One thing when tea pies. Raya's face went bone white, the lingering humor instantly dissolving into chilling fear. She, gently, almost desperately, lowered Pippa to the floor, her own weariness forgotten. Or Yvette, it. We are, unequivocally, not taking any more chances. Hospital, now. No debate, no discussion, just urgent medical intervention. She turned to a stunned Flynn. Once in your life. Be useful. Call a cab, an ambulance, if necessary. Jazzy, get her into some actual, weather-appropriate clothing. And Tempe, right. Flynn, finally realizing the true gravity of the situation, snapped into action, fumbling frantically for his sleek, expensive, and currently entirely useless for anything beyond basic communication mobile phone. Unden, ice, okay, omokeli. Jasper, propelled by sheer power, scooped Peppa up once more, his culinary training surprisingly good lifting technique. Motluglung, get her dressed. You call the cab. No, wait, you call the hospital. Motluglung, call the dress. Wisi squide. He stumbled over his words, his mind a jumble of sartorial advice and medical emergencies. Guanteist. He fumbled clumsily with Pippa's pink nightgown, trying to pull it over her head. Pippa, still disoriented, let out a small, confused whimper, resembling a lost kitten. Oisin, clumsy V. Misinterpreted it. Yet again, his imagination conjuring entirely new and perverse scenarios. Whoa! He exclaimed, taking several hasty steps backward, practically tripping over the threshold. Instead. Okay. You take care of her. You scandalous fiends. Moram unequivocally out of here. A complete and utter disassociation with this nest of debauchery. Winleakley. Descend. And with that of checkered polyester. Convinced, he did stumbled into something truly heinous and wishing to distance himself from it with the speed of light. On due east. Okay, Jasper, still wrestling with Pippa's nightwear and a mounting sense of despair, shouted after his rapidly retreating landlord. Motluglung, call the dress, then you would help. He paused, shaking his head, trying to untangle his thoughts and Pippa's arm from the nightgown. Rukyun. I meant, Motluglung, call the cab, then we'll help. It seems my cognitive functions are undergoing a rapid meltdown. He sighed, resigning himself to the chaos. The night, it seemed, was only just getting started. Uninging sun, a persistent pry. The morning say, through the faded curtains of apartment 3A at Casa Feliz. It landed squarely on the face of Julian Caper, stirring him from a fitful dream. of crembeer lay catching fire, brochened into his back. With a groan that sounded suspiciously like a mournful badger, Julian rolled onto his back. Another day in the glorious, sun-drenched, yet eternally precarious existence shared with Flora Greenleaf and Pixie Stardust in the heart of Azure Cove was anything but consistent in its mood. A relic of Motinchamhaimigi architecture, it boasted peeling paint, perpetually faulty plumbing, and the lingering scent of previous tenants' forgotten meals, Paitu traumatized. Its saving grace, if slightly neglected, corner in Azure Cove, where the sea air battled with the aromas of sidewalk cafes and the occasional waft from Julian's culinary experiments, Antoine Domin Benetis. Flora Greenleaf, already up, and the kitchen's ancient toaster was a pragmatic grace. Her red hair, usually meticulously pinned, was a fiery halo against her exasperated frown, Unibifen, tently. Floristry, a shop ironically named for its owner's perpetually sour disposition, not its vibrant inventory. Flora brought order and calm to her professional life. In her personal life, living with Julian and Pixie, that calm was a constantly tested theory. Ortimer traumatized. From the hallway, an almost visible aura of innocent cadost, radiating an almost visible aura of innocent chaos. Her usually sprightly curls were askew, and her nightgown, emblazoned with a pattern of psychedelic unicorns, billowed slightly as she padded towards the kitchen, white to monetized lid. Pixie was an enigma, a living art installation. An experimental art gallery, renowned for pieces that mostly resembled glitter spills or very expensive blobs. Her mind operated on a parallel frequency to the rest of humanity. Onatat reigned. For others, Pixie floated on a cloud of imaginative interpretations. Indian doll status. Morning, sleepyhead. Flora said, from imminent charcoal status. Stumbled into the kitchen, rubbing sleep from his eyes. Sleepy is an understatement. My brain just ran a culinary marathon without any hydration. Got coffee? Porter replied. Pixie, could you focus enough to hand Julian the sugar from the top shelf? Contraumatized. Pixie, who had been contemplating a dust mote dancing in a sunbeam, blinked. Oh, the little white crystals that make things sweet. Is it made of crushed stars? Frequently. Just sugar, Pixie, Julian mumbled, already regretting his choice of roommates. He emerged from sleep, but then he saw her earnest, childlike face, and the corners of his mouth softened. How could anyone stay mad at Pixie? Hoy often found was quite easily. If you encountered one of her logical leaps after a trying day, on P. Bile, who commusing again. Just then reverberated through the apartment, followed by a frantic, high-pitched yelp. Agreed. Help! Pixie cried, her eyes wide-out with alarm. It sounds like a walrus in a teacup. Onen tumustais. Ooh. Flora think that walrus might be me. She dashed to the bathroom, Julian hot on her heels. Onlishnikayud. Was a scene of unadulterated comedic disarray. Oshidi atitik, hixingly, off-battly. Flora, attempting to put up a new, floral-patterned shower curtain, a thoughtful gift from Pixie that resembled a startled jungle, had somehow managed to get both her leg caught in the shower curtain itself and her head wedged between the tub and the toilet. Conil contest. Her fiery red tea, hot shower water, and a distinctly greenish mildew smudge from the grout. Stars. Pixie exclaimed, covering her mouth. Ve kep ite had both hands. Are you battling a sea monster, Flora? On gratifni. Pixie. And it is winning. Flora groaned, struggling to extricate herself. Julian torn between genuine concern and the irresistible urge to snap a photo, chose the former. "You, Flora," he said, trying to untangle the obstinate curtain. "Hold still. It is really stuck." "Careful, Julian," Flora warned, her voice tight. "That shower rod is precariously balanced. One wrong move and we look luong both be joining the walrus." Ausening. The universe, it seemed, was listening. Julian gave a particularly forceful tug, and with a sickening clank, the rod snapped, sending a cascade of plastic rings, a half-used bottle of cherry blossom shampoo, and a very indignant Flora Greenleaf crashing into the tub. O'Toole traumatized. This was followed by a sharp crack as Flora's head connected with the porcelain. White. "My head, Julian, you absolute culinary catastrophe!" Flora yelped, clutching the side of her temple. "In listening in Tay for your light." A beacon of concern. "Are you all right, Flora? You made a very dramatic splash. Perhaps you were practicing for synchronized swimming?" Wacy on Flora. Response was an unintelligible murmur, laced with pain. "I think, Mott V got a goose egg the size of a pigeon." Wanted traumatized, before Julian could apologize or offer another, equally ill-fated solution. A thundering knock rattled the front door. Not just a knock, but a rhythmic, insistent thump, 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 tada, thump. It was the signature call of their landlord, Professor Alistair Whiffle, Opera Place. Alistair Whiffle was not merely a landlord. He was a self-appointed curator of propriety and order in Casa Feliz, Ondalbuinclafeles. A retired literature professor with an alarming penchant for obscure Victorian poets and an even more alarming set of ear-shattering spectacles perched on his nose. Professor Whiffle treated tenant interactions like particularly demanding oral exams, when not outside dowi and a bee, often a brucent enveldomatite. He maintained an impressive herb garden, building and considering his rosemary and thyme the only truly civilized inhabitants. Widimin, no proster. Boom inquiry penetrated the door. "Sounds like an elephant performing a contemporary dance piece in here. Is there a pachyderm problematic?" Weefy Nedis. Flora, still half submerged, froze. Flora, still half submerged in the tub, looked up with wide, pained eyes. "Oh, no, it is Alistair. If he sees this mess, he look lung think we've started a demolition business." Unsinchly, Oliver, oft. But not before Alistair, exercising his managerial prerogative and his ever-present paranoia, let himself in. We lie, offenless. He surveyed the chaotic scene. The dripping wet floor, the shattered shower rod, Flora's disheveled state, and Julian and Pixie hovering like bewildered paramedics. Omlitized. "What, in the name of all that is taxonomically appropriate, is going on here?" Alistair demanded, pushing his spectacles higher. "Is this a new-fangled bathing ritual? Some sort of aquatic ballet gone horribly awry?" "Cause a whiffle," Julian exclaimed, flapping his hands defensively. "Flora just, slipped." Often traumatized. Alistair's eyebrow, a surprisingly bushy caterpillar, shot upwards. "Slipped into a prearranged floral ambush." Maud distinctly heard an audible kerfuffle. Sounds akin to a naval battle. Or, dare Maud say, the preamble to a much more intimate encounter of Tennyson. He looked from Julian to Flora with a gaze that suggested scandalous volumes of Tennyson. What odd. Julian spluttered, aghast. "On dub in my tub." Alistair bellowed dramatically. The age-old siren song of aquatic indiscretion. "How do you explain the haste of your attire?" He gestured wildly at Julian's casual clothes and Flora's surprisingly intact, though damp, attire. It defies the laws of sartorial speed. Presser, we feel. Flora said weak head. We were putting up a shower curtain. A new one. Ornister blinked. You possess such an item? His suspicion was tangible. We have a shower curtain. Julian protested. What did you think we were doing? On shadely, of crimson usually reserved for overripe tomatoes. Well, it sounded as if you were engaging in certain unorthodox calisthenics. Mott retract my speculative postulates. Mott am quite thoroughly discombobulated by my misinterpretation, adjusting his spectacles. Ahem. It appears Mott have allowed my poetic license to overrun my empirical observation. He beat a hasty, embarrassed retreat, leaving behind only the lingering scent of rosewater from his person and a sense of baffled silence. Inside, that could have gone worse. Flora, are you okay? Really? Resenting as swayed. Blurry. Everything is blurry, and my head feels like a conga drum after a particularly energetic samba. Will bien. On bien. Oh, Flora, Pixie cried, her innocent face filled with worry. We must take you to the Celestial Compass Clinic. What if your stars have gone out of alignment? Also, propelled by Pixie's earnest plea and Julian's growing alarm. They rushed Flora to the hospital, an adventure that led to more misunderstandings and comic anxiety. Oibi, Hintet, Eschling, Owe Posai, Fois was an austere, modern building that felt entirely out of place in the slightly shabby charm of Azure Cove. Julian and Pixie fidgeted in the waiting room while Flora underwent tests. Always finally, the stern Dr. Zenith appeared. Mr. Caper, Miss Stardust. Miss Greenleaf is stable. But we need more tests, possibly a brain scan. It could be a simple inner ear disturbance or something more severe. A cranial hemorrhage is a possibility on the meteor. The word hemorrhage hit Julian and Pixie like a meteor. Wolfing gasped. Will her head fall off? Zenith continued, ignoring Pixie's interjection. Worst case scenario. The worst. With that incredibly unhelpful prognosis, he departed. Again. Julian and Pixie looked at each other, their faces a canvas of growing horror. On Hister. Oh, whispered Julian Flora. He paced the waiting room, running his hands through his already disheveled hair. We can't just sit here. What are we going to do? Information. Pixie, ever do the optimist to process dire information. Chirped. Motka ne ove kep. We'll make her warm milk. Or maybe some marshmallow tea. That always makes me feel better when Motve bumped my noggin while reaching for the stars. Confused. Pixie. Warm milk is not going to fix a cranial hemorrhage, Julian exclaimed, the terror momentarily overcoming his characteristic calm. What if something really bad happens? Auntie DeFay crumpled. Oh, Julian. What if she never again tastes the sweet symphony of burnt toast? Or argues about where to put the new shower curtain? Tears welled in her eyes. She's not just my roommate. She is my exasperating. Always right, practically a sister, Flora, into an awkward, comforting hug. She's going to be fine, Pixie. She has to be. He knew, even as he said it, altered again, as much as her. Flora was the anchor in their chaotic household, the steady compass pointing towards a semblance of sanity. Except her. Julian couldn't bear to think of it, or for a hospital bed. Later. Still pale, but surprisingly coherent. Pixie suddenly looked at Julian, You know, Jack, remembered of distress. A peculiar habit of hers. Mott just remembered. Last time the phone installation man came, and he asked Flora if she wanted an extension phone. Unsheathed. Julian's lip twitched despite himself. And no thank you, we'll pay for it now. Comitaser, by toy multitnis. Yes. Broke tensioned, and then he asked if she wanted a high foot cord or muy foot cord, and she said, oh no, a high epo-ote cord will be fine. It only has to reach up to my ear. Bite-iced. Julian chuckled. A raw out. Be-ote, high, new. Flora would hate to hear them laughing at her. But it was better than crying. Much, much better. It was the familiar, gentle humor that tethered them, a reminder of the silly, wonderful, normal Flora they desperately needed back. Whiffle. A sharp thing of the elevator announced the return of Alistair Whiffle. He swept into Flora's hospital room, looking uncharacteristically somber, untraumatized. Mott just spoke to Dr. Zenith, Alistair announced, adjusting his tie. My heart has been performing an unsolicited jig of sorrow since hearing the grim news. Miss Greenleaf, Mott came to offer my profound apologies for my previous erroneous inferences. He stammered slightly, conceding beneath, and to convey my deepest commiserations on this most challenging juncture. Gouent glanced with Pixie. Professor Whiffle was apologizing. That was unprecedented. Mysel. Flora said weakly. No stare boomed, shaking his head dramatically, caught in a full setback. Tell me, my poor lamb, what in the name of all that is reasonable prompted this sudden nocturnal promenade to the clinic? What tragic turn of fate, what cruel twist of destiny brought you to these sterile environs, we knowing what was coming? She slipped in the bathtub. Professor hit her head. Unattendees. Ah! Mort, remember now. My memory, much like an over-caffeinated squirrel, has a regrettable tendency into scamper in tangential directions, but it returns to the nut of the matter. My prior visit. Why did Mott originally come to your domicile this evening? Obindukus. Quite traumatized. He furrowed his brow. It escapes me once more. Such is the chaotic labyrinth of my mind when subjected to such alarming stimuli. Untolitized. Before Alistair could lapse into another existential reverie, Dr. Zenith strode in, clipboard in hand. Good news, everyone. Miss Greenleaf's tests are back. It appears to be nothing more than a minor inner ear disturbance from the fall. Her brain is perfectly Pixie normal. Oncommodfinitize. He glanced at Pixie with a knowing smile. No hemorrhage, no clot. She is fit to be discharged by noon. Quite traumatized. Julian realized he'd been holding Pixie. On the other hand, reacted in true Pixie fashion. By noon, so soon. But Motto wished this were in a hospital, so Mott could shoot off some firecrackers and really go out with a bang. She mimed setting off a firework with her hands. Amused not, then shrugged. Right. Well, Miss Greenleaf, you can pack your bags. You read perfectly fine. Only stain. Flora, with a sudden burst of energy. Mott met sudden burst of energy. Mott met. Completely okay. Hours of imagining the worst were suddenly overwhelmed. Julian stumbled, a wave of lightheadedness washing over him, a delayed reaction to the terror. Pixie, on the other hand, collapsed dramatically onto Flora's bed. Oh, Flora, you re well, Pixie sobbed dramatically, passing out cold on Flora's pillows. We win. She thought she'd lost you forever, Julian said, holding Pixie's limp hand. You should have seen her last night. Completely bananas. Oniately. Flo looks at the unconscious Pixie, then at Julian's wide, relieved grin. So, you guys were worried about me, huh? Otter looks stoic. Precision. But the grin betrayed him. All then, Alistair Whiffle clapped his hands together with a flourish. Ah, the memory has returned with the precision of a Swiss timepiece. Mott, know precisely why. Mott ascended to your quarters this evening. He cleared his throat on overdue. Payment required in toto by tomorrow morning. Good day. With a cheerful skip, he exited the room, leaving Julian and Flora exchanging bewildered glances as Pixie stirred back to consciousness, asking if they had any spare change. All storybly. Their esteemed landlord, Professor Alistair Whiffle, whose primary interaction with humanity involved chastising noisy tenant or pruning his precious rice roses, had suddenly become a veritable sales magnet. Or so Pixie Stardust claimed, with tastily. Pixie beamed, striking a pose that looked less like a saleswoman and more like a cheerleader caught in a strong breeze. Unreadly, alias. She held aloft a glittered encrustical aura, her new signature product from her part-time gig as a goddess of glow consultant for Easy Time Cosmetics. Works, Julian. Yesterday, Countess Viviane practically stripped for me when Mott showed her the enchantment bath beads. All the upon. Julian suppressed a groan. The previous day had been a whirlwind of bizarre sales pitches, failed demonstrations, and his best friend, Max Mirage, somehow losing 5 playing cards down a toilet in a failed attempt to invent bathroom poker. Manifoldly. Max, an aspiring actor whose theatrical flair for exaggerated renditions of monologues in front of Julian's refrigerator, had a penchant for getting involved in get-rich-quick schemes, did McHale's performance with Easy Time Cosmetics. His good intentions of simply wanting to cheer Pixie up had, predictably, backfired spectacularly. Sir Omatibi. Pixie, a multi-purpose kitchen knife that had cost her more in bandages than it earned in commissions. Should have been a warning, but Julian, ever the soft-hearted friend, could he stand seeing Pixie disheartened, with minties. So be, concoct we a hair-off scheme with Max to have a staged poker game at Max's bohemian chic, red, cluttered, and perpetually dim apartment, where Max buddies would deliberately buy Pixie's products, only traumatize. Julian even convinced Countess Viviane Dumont, their dramatic, perpetually glamorous downstairs neighbor, to buy some mystical aura earlier, ostensibly as practice. Alpide. Countess Viviane, a self-proclaimed heiress from an unspecified European country, saw Julian not just as a neighbor, but as a charming, slightly disheveled distraction from her otherwise very busy schedule of sunbathing and dramatic pronouncements. Aussie, Tenklight, Balent. She intensity of a grand operatic aria, buying every last product Pixie showed her, while simultaneously making several scandalous comments about Julian's inclinations and his impressive culinary talents in to-be nice. Beitrike. As performative purchase and convinced of her innate selling prowess, Pixie Nutite. Pixie announced. Mott met quitting my job at Galactic Glaze. Mott met going full-time with Easy Time Cosmetics. Kodini Manjate. To sell glitter eyeshadow to Professor Whiffle's prize roses looked like she was about to short-circuit. Pixie, hold it right there. You're going to do what now? Quit your job? Usleetly. Floristry. Bloom and gloom. All be gloom. And understood the cruel realities of earning a living selling is really hard work. And you offer only sold to one customer, on to mention. The one customer was Countess Vivian, whose sanity was always a questionable variable. Aussies. One is my lucky number. Like the company picnic when Mott won $1,000, my ticket started with a 1. All the good numbers start with 1. Flora. Wine before Flora combusted. Now, listen to me, Pixie. You can sell. But you just need more practice. Max has a poker game tonight at his apartment. They all there, cash on the table, just waiting for a true goddess of glow to show them the light. Gently, tently. Hekishkot, orket, noshinchti pinsi, wine again. Nestled the idea to Pixie, while mentally his secret communication to Max. Greet. He whispered to Flora, "Don't worry, Flora. It is all part of the plan." Mott told Max and his friends not to buy anything. When Pixie fails to sell a single bottle of enchantment, Beate hat beads, she Luglunk realized that sales just aren't her true calling. Omniblaze. Flora, eyes wide, whispered back, "Julian Caper, sometimes your schemes are more terrifying than your burnt omelets. What if she somehow does sell something?" Vousindry scoffed. "No chance. Max, as buddies, are immune to anything but stale pretzels and bad poker. Besides," he added, a conspiratorial glint in his eye, "Mott just hope they don't get to the strip poker part before Pixie arrives. That would make it complicated." Untumult again. Max Mirage S apartmentais. Later that apartment, usually a den of a bohemian clutter, had been transformed into a questionable Art Deco gambling hall, ulmultized, complete with flickering neon signs, courtesy of McHale's fated venture into LED installations and an eclectic mix of thrift store furniture. Arrive. "Oh night, omitize," Max announced, dealing cards with a flourish usually reserved for Broadway auditions. "Ready for some high-stakes card slinging?" Robin peered at the peculiar stack of cards. "Max, why are there only 47 cards here?" Off in use. Max winced. "Mott told my buddies to expect a real high-stakes game. And the higher the stakes, the less cards you need, right? Keeps them on their toes, you know. Makes them guess which 3 cards are missing." Running a hand through his hair. Entet. "Right. Max, look. When Pixie gets here, remember the plan. Don't buy anything. Mott mean it, not a single thing." Unbin beat. Max nodded with serious gravitas. "Roger that. No sales, no commissions, no more goddess of glow. Pixie back to galactic glaze she goes. Got it locked and loaded." Omotifitin, Winvey traumatide. Just then, dressed in a leopard print fur stole and a floor-length sequined gown that shimmied ve kep ite, had her every movement. She cast a dramatic eye over the room. "Wayne, darling, is this the hallowed den of male bravado? And where is my charming Julian?" "Ah, there you are, my petite pastry chef," she purred, taking his arm. "And where is the game?" Mott believe. Mott RSVPD for a rather intriguing strip poker session. One is. "Vivienne, what are you talking about? Strip poker?" One traumatized. Max, suddenly, very interested, chimed in. "Ooh, Countess, you came to play? What a magnificence and surprise. And yes, a little revealing poker might just spice things up tonight. After all, we need to separate the men from the boys." He grinned, completely missing the dawning horror on Julian S. face. "When he's playing." "Oh, Mott am playing too," Vivian declared, giving Julian a coy glance. Traumatized. Just then, Professor Alistair Whiffle, in a surprisingly gaudy leisure suit, poked his head in. Gentlemen, Max, is the aforementioned poker symposium commencing? My $100, a veritable dragon in my pocket, yearns to immolate itself in the fiery pits of chance. Anyone. The front door swung open again, revealing Pixie, beaming and clutching her sales bag like a seasoned veteran. Hi everyone. Mott came to see if you all wanted to buy some of my wonderful products. Onjinisen. Alistair, who had just been about to ask Max if he knew how to play strip poker, looked at Pixie with a blank expression. Julian, heart sinking, watched the delicate dance of comedic catastrophe unfold. Only merchandise. Alistair suddenly exclaimed. To Julian O's horror, he picked up a bottle of what looked like shimmering bath oil. Ah, cosmic dew. Max, dear boy, it appears my dry, pedagogical skin could benefit from a cosmic infusion. Motluklung take 5 bottles. Onanyaund. Max, instructed not to buy anything, nodded. 5 bottles it is, Professor. He jotted it down, utterly forgetting Julian S. instructions. Pixie beamed. Oh, thank you, Professor Wiffle. You've made me so happy. Quatin, aghast, grabbed Max by the arm. Max, what are you doing? Mott told you not to buy anything. Monize. Oh, right, sorry, Jules. But he was just so enthusiastic about the cosmic dew. How could Mott say no to genuine enthusiasm? So were traumatized. Meanwhile, Vivian, bored the non-strip poker aspects, noticed Pixie's remaining products. Darling Pixie, that shimmering lunar gloss, is it truly imbued with the power of the moon? Mott shall take every shade, every single one. Bill my account, of course. Onaby pinched it. The rigged failure was a resounding success for Pixie, and a spectacular failure for Julian. Wantai Kambingri. Tawet. Nistai. Event. With every participant, even Professor Wiffle, succumbing to Pixie's innocent charm, and purchasing ridiculous quantities of obscure beauty products. Often. This is wonderful. Mott sold everything. Pixie gushed later back at Casa Feliz, her eyes twinkling. My lucky number 1 really worked. Oni hissed. Looked at Flora. Her lucky number 1 means she sold to one person, and that one person can just happen convince a room full of people to buy every last product she owned. Omadosing elates. Flora shook her head, a knowing look on her face. Well, now, she look luong quit, galactic glaze, for sure. Your plan, Julian, has once again achieved a triumph of unexpected outcomes. Professor Wiffle burst through the door, carrying a very pink handbag, overflowing. Ve kep, ite, hat. What appeared to be dozens of lipstick tubes. Chromatic proportions has befallen me. Pixie, your delightful lunar gloss, it has 57 shades. 57. And now Mott own every single one. What, pray tell, shall Mott do with a veritable rainbow of lip adornment? He held up a bright fuchsia tube, offertized. My dear, Mott do not believe this particular hue complements my professorial demeanor. Awning agrees. The goddess of glow had certainly brought her own peculiar brand of light to Azure Cove. When next morning, a different kind of anxiety permeated apartment 3A. Julian Caper, usually a bastion of good humor, even in the face of domestic chaos, was pacing. Weby. Oistulter. Slave labor. Julian exclaimed, gesturing wildly with a mixing spoon he had been subconsciously tapping against his forehead. Provost Sterling Thorne actually growled the words. Otutabindlishen. A vase of gladioli she'd salvaged from the florist as reject bin side Louisa Jolien. Catering a 7-course dinner for Provost Thornes. Faculty soiree without pay isn't slave labor. It is called being exploited, which, in your case, seems to be a semi-professional state. Offer profiled, tenderly. Provost Sterling Thornhead of the prestigious Culinary Arts Academy, where Julian studied, was a man whose personality was as sharp as his chef's knives, wanting it lined. He expected nothing and less than bluffing from his students, Truden, and occasionally free, unsolicited gastronomic services from them too. Polite decline had been met with a stare so icy it could have frozen creme fraiche. But he says such an authority figure, not just couldn't say no. It's like a neurological blockage between my brain and my vocal cords. Patted his arm. Sounds like you need Dr. Ignatius Maximus, Julian. Commis paused. Dr. Maximus, who has he, a pastry exorcist or seer? He's an assertiveness. Psychologist, Flora explained. Wrote this brilliant book. Yes is a 4-letter word. My boss sends all our salespeople there. He teaches you how to say no, Julian, with conviction. Julian scoffed. A book? Flora, might need a culinary miracle, not a self-help pamphlet. On again, 'tis still quite traumatized. Well, Flora retorted, if you truly disagree with its contents, you could always hit Provost Thorn on the head with it. Commis widened. Hit Provost Thorn. Flora, he'd expel me from the academy and then personally see to it that might never Julian a vegetable again. Orma be read, our. Meanwhile, Professor Alistair Whiffle, sensing an imminent disturbance or perhaps a new chapter in the ongoing comedic saga of Apartment 3A, suddenly appeared at their door. He held aloft a suspiciously stained invoice. This perplexing document, replete with fiscal demands for sundry tinctures and wall-enhancing substrates, appeared beneath my portico. And more to surmise you have painted the inside of my mail receptacle. Morget. What? No. Why would Mort paint your mailbox? Wesley, confused. Mort haven't the faintest idea. The vagaries of human eccentricity are an enduring enigma. But it did indeed imply an expenditure for chromatic applications within my mail portal. Perchance you acquired extra paint after embellishing your internal mail repository. Bide. Flora, shaking her head, tried to intervene. Professor, he painted our kitchen cabinets. The invoice is for our paint, not your mailbox. Oz dramatically. Oh, the horror. My brother, Bartholomew, the ruthless baron of bureaucracy and owner of Casa Feliz, reimbursement, will demand the rapacious fervor of a famished mongoose. The answer, my dears, is a resounding and emphatic no, my purse, widity. Well, off a meeting, absolutely no capacity for superfluous expenditure. Watch emphatic declaration. A seed of an idea beginning to sprout in his mind. Professor, Julian mused, how do you manage to say no so convincingly? Out his chest. Ah, the Whiffle family prerogative. Onities, Intlicoti, Finkel, unsolicited encyclopedia, salesmen, and the relentless blandishments of telemarketers have forged my resolute refusal on edition. Taps into their innate, primal no, a guttural resonance that renders all demands utterly nugatory. Taking a copy of yes is a 4-letter word, found himself in the peculiar office of Dr. Ignatius Maximus, the psychologist, a man whose presence filled the room like an overly assertive cushion had eyes that twinkled with unnerving enthusiasm. A jungle of potted plants and peculiar stress toys smelled faintly of pine needles and raw courage. Caper, stand, Dr. Maximus boomed. Julian, startled, immediately obeyed. Sit. Julian sat. Stand. Sit. Why do you obey every command? Con flushed. More don't know. You tell me to do things, and more just. Do them. Maxima lid forward, a triumphant glint in his eye. Precisely. Your current self-image allows others to dominate you. But we, Mr. Caper, shall rectify this societal subjugation. For you, we shall activate your inner bark. Go ahead. Bark? Like a dog? On balcony. Be somebody, act like somebody, react like somebody. Collect your rewards. Dr. Maximus scribbled on a whiteboard with dramatic flair. Bonnetite. And remember, Mr. Caper, when you succumbing to an unwelcome demand, you engage your inner bark. Now, let me hear you. Embarrassed. Mumbled. Arf. Again. With gusto. Off. Julian managed, feeling utterly ridiculous. Wait. Your subconscious is shedding its submissive. Magnificent. Your inner pachyderm, Mr. Caper, is preparing for its territorial proclamation. Dr. Maximus declared, almost bouncing with excitement. You see, when your self-image is strong, no one can push you down. Magnifish you down. Comintang had been inexplicably pushed in a Crescon chest, sending him sprawling into a large, suspiciously plant-filled beanbag chair, breeze rambling up. You just pushed me down. Onimus simply winked. Not you, Mr. Caper. Mott pushed the metaphorical elephant that once resided in your self-image. Now you must cultivate the courage of a gorilla, a King Kong. He thumped his chest, one white eyes. Days later, a transformed Julian strode into Provost Sterling Thorne's office. Provost Thorne, he stated, a newfound steel in his voice. Mott am not catering your faculty dinner for free. Offer Thorne, sa, mouth, usually set in a grim line, dropped open slightly. Mr. Caper, don't it be absurd? Of course you are. Os lessons. Took a deep breath. Ed. Bark. He inwardly commanded. Outwardly, he declared. My culinary expertise is not for gratuitous exploitation. I demand remuneration or no dessert for you. Pluttered. Phone remuneration. Mr. Caper, are you quite well? This is utterly preposterous. Gomotindai, Nolbium. And if you deny my perfectly reasonable request, feeling surprisingly emboldened, Mott shall notify the local culinary ethics board regarding the coercive labor practices at this institution. Perhaps a certain expose in the Azure Cove Goman Guide might feature prominently. Fornen Shinen Tais. The Gourmand Guide was his culinary Bible. Mr. Caper, my dear fellow, of course, a stipend shall be provided, and perhaps, as an act of goodwill, a slight tuition reduction can. Julian suppressed a triumphant smirk. Bark worked, thank you, Provost. Yuri a discerning connoisseur of talent. He left Thorne's office with a spring in his step, already envisioning the perfectly plated scallops he'd now be paid to create. On tip of light. Emboldened Julian surveyed his domain. Flora, Pixie, Mott have an announcement. No more wallpaper depicting saccharine cherubs engaged in cloud-based charades. This was a subtle dig at Pixie's recent aesthetic choices for the bathroom. Komatobi. and absolutely storms for the bathroom. Flora, we are going with Gourmet Gazette. He held up a roll of wallpaper featuring images of elegant chefs and elaborate food stylings. It screams sophisticated utility with a grusty stay. Julian, typically the easygoing one, was now flexing his assertiveness muscles like a weightlifter discovering a new gym. With Julian, Flora protested. Pixie and Mott liked the vintage floral pattern. Half of those flowers are boy flowers, you know. Pixie's bizarre explanation for why they were unisex. Wonder. Mott want this Gourmet Gazette wallpaper. And that is all there is to it. No more subjugation of my aesthetic preferences. Julian thumped the wallpaper roll dramatically. My word is law. From now on, in this apartment, Mott am the alpha. Chef, quastly. Just as Julian Debidi, unmistakable, thump, thump, tada, thump of Professor Alistair Whiffle. Knock rattled the front door. Oral disturbance. Is there a discordant din disturbing the sacred stillness? Replied. Alistair's voice bellowed. Only this time. It was laced with a surprising authority. On the Wation Julian, still basking in his new alpha chef aura, practically ripped the door open. Whiffle, Mort want to talk to you. You owe us for the paint we used in the kitchen, the wallpaper we are going to use in the bathroom, and you are going to pay for it. Kubut his chest, remembering Dr. Maximus's instructions. Now, what do you have to say to that? Bark, utter astonishment. Professor Whiffle's response was a sharp, surprisingly guttural. Bark, he thumped his chest, traumatized. My physical integrity is impervious to your unwarranted imprecations, Mr. Caper. Furthermore, your canine ejaculations are pathetically anemic, compared to the full-throated pronouncements of a true proprietor of principle. Bark, or traumatized, Bantley, traumatized. Flora and Pixie stared, dumbfounded, into a peculiar battleground of barking humans. It seemed Julian wasn't the only one who discovered Julian the transformative power of assertive animal impressions. Professor Whiffle, it turned out, had visited Dr. Massimo for advice on dealing with his tyrannical brother, Bartholomew. He had obviously embraced the bark method with the zeal of a freshly minted convert. Awfully said. Flora exclaimed, unable to contain her bewildered laughter. Manu had read. Preposterous. This is the manifestation of unwavering self-determination, Alistair declared, executing another impressively resonant bark. Julian. Not Julian. Responded with a booming bark of his own. The argument quickly degenerated into an increasingly competitive exchange of barks, punctuated by frustrated glances from Flora, Pixie. Ever the voice of unexpected common sense, stepped in. Why don't it? We all shake hands and be fair. Julian gets to choose the bathroom wallpaper, and Professor Whiffle pays for it. And everyone stops barking. Okay? Ompelod again. Barney. Julian, their animalistic fervor, paused. They looked at Pixie, then at each other. The logic, simple as it was, cut through the comedic cacophony. Only Shinbane. Alistair, clear adjusting his spectacles. Ahem, such an eminently equitable solution. Miss Stardust, your ingenuity is as sparkling as newly buffed cutlery. He extended a surprisingly steady hand to Julian. An armistice, then, Mr. Caper? Ambition. Rumble of his inner King Kong. Shook Alistair's hand. An armistice, Professor. As Professor Whiffle left, presumably to inform his brother Bartholomew that he'd successfully stood his ground against the paint bill and barked. While doing it, Julian leaned against the wall, rubbing his forehead. Quatmo fell. From now on, no more barking. It was kind of dumb, wasn't it? Con smile on her face. You looked like a very assertive puppy, Julian. Now, about that gourmet chef wallpaper. Julian groaned. His fight, it seemed, was far from over. Ubi finished traumatized. The chill in apartment 3A that week was more than just a slight discomfort. It was a palpable presence, an uninvited house guest that clung to everything. Julian Caper, shivering even in his J-hat-Epps coat, tried to conjure warmth by mentally setting a pan on fire. Of lukewarm. Please turn up the thermostat, Julian pleaded, teeth chattering. What iced? Pixie Stardust, bundled in several pastel knitwear, was engaged in her usual inventive, if entirely ineffective, attempt to fix the thermostat. She gave it 3 hard whacks with her knee. I did, Julian. Nothing. Perhaps it likes a more percussive encouragement, Venritized. Perhaps it likes an actual repairman, Pixie? Julian retorted, visions of freezing soufflés dancing in his head. His new gig as sous chef of splendor at the renowned Gilded Fork Bistro had him dealing with high temperatures all day, only to return home to Arctic conditions. Just then, startling everyone, Julian answered, already anticipating the usual complaint. With money tatiation. Caper, pray tell, is that cacophony echoing through my pristine premises? Preface. Professor Alistair Whiffle's voice boomed through the receiver, more accusatory than usual. With lenient. Oh, hi, Professor Whiffle. With the thermostats, sir. It says absolutely freezing up here. Julian exaggerated, hoping for sympathy. Oddly, Alistair scoffed. Nonsense. In Asher Cove, such a meteorological phenomenon is statistically anomalous. California never freezes, young man. And with a resolute click, he hung up. Informed them unnecessary freezes. Pixie informed them unnecessarily, as if this fact would magically restore the warmth on the gun. Suddenly, Flora, carrying an unwieldy, vibrantly painted canvas, entered, almost tripping over Julian's still trembling form. Look, guys, Maud got us a new painting. Ome squinted at the abstract piece. It was a riot of color, dominated by bold, almost angry strokes of red and blue. Flora, is that supposed to be you? Tilted her head. No, silly. It's abstract. Joey, the delivery boy from the floristry, painted it. He calls it crowned. She proudly announced, already imagining it over their worn-out sofa. Wanting a bee. Crowned. It looks like someone exploded. A confetti cannon at a bullfight. Julian muttered, running a hand through his hair. He needed a hot shower before his shift, but the water heater, like the thermostat, was protesting its age. On a union. You look simply fetching with goosebumps, Pixie cheerfully chirped. Mas yawned. Flora, meanwhile, had begun Joey's artistic masterpiece. Just a small nail here. She tapped lightly, then with more conviction, before uttering a yelp. Ow! My thumb! Pixie, hand me the scotch tape. Oh, Flora. To hang a painting? Un exasperation. Maud don't want to risk more damage with a hammer. Julian, remember Alistair's ultimatum about no more noise or damages? Pausomatized. Just as she attempted to reinforce the nail with adhesive tape, the wall shuddered, and a rather impressive chunk of plaster dislodged itself, leaving a gaping, ragged hole in its wake. The nail, still attached to the painting, hung uselessly. Annihilation. Pixe, wailed, we wave open the portal to another dimension. Wady. Julian groaned, picturing Professor Whiffle says inevitable wrath. If he sees that, we re-out. OUTL, in his parlance. When exploitais, his bless, oftais bless. Belanis, a thundering knock at the door. The Whiffle signature, than usual, sent shivers down their collective spines. Julian threw a small decorative cushion over the gaping hole in a desperate attempt at concealment. Or traumatized. Alistair Whiffle entered, eyes narrowed suspiciously. My discerning auditory receptors detect another cacophonous kerfuffle. What unholy ritual is occurring in my pristine edifice today? His gaze immediately landed on the suspiciously plump cushion. Unschimatize. What is that intriguing protuberance upon your wall? Mr. Caper, a newly acquired, extraordinarily flatulent ornamental poof. Traumatized Julian waved a hand dismissively. Head. Oh, that? Just, insulation. Yes, for the cold. Very innovative. Helps keep us cozy. In his tear, white. Intently. Cozy? Mote perceive no such warming efficacy from your peculiar upholstered appendage. Mote further perceive a lack of heat and the distinct possibility of unauthorized renovations. He tugged at the cushion, revealing the gaping hole. Evans. It's a geological excavation, an impromptu cavern of climatic infiltration. This, my dear tenants, is the definitive denouement, the ultimate exigency. You are dismissed, out, OUTL, from my premises. Wizened, Pixie began to plead in frantic unison. Professor Whiffle, please. It was an accident. We'll pay for it. Grinned traumatized. Mort. Think not. My good fortunes, much like a fortuitous fungal bloom, appear to be manifesting most splendidly. In fact, the previous night at the Gilded Fork Bistro, an elderly gentleman, a certain Mr. Peregrine Pothole, Inetaby, Peregrine Pothole, at the Gilded Fork. Wait a minute, preened. Yes, a delightful character. Mott observed him choking rather violently at the dinner service. Such a dramatic scene. But it was Mott, Alistair Whiffle, with the keen observational acumen gleaned from years of theatrical appreciation, who correctly discerned that he was, in fact, on Dides, enacting a complex gastronomic diversion for pecuniary gain. Mott saved him from having to pay his bill, of course. Otti Alistair. Julian frowned, a memory surfacing. Alistair, Mott think. Mott saved him from actually choking. Mott performed the Heimlich maneuver on him. He'd actually been a hero last night, using a genuine emergency to practice his recently acquired first responder skills. Onad Pirbi. A dismissive hand. Nonsense, Caper. Mere theatrics on your part. My profound psychological insight into the nuances of human avarice saved him from exposure. He was so very grateful. In fact, commuring at these towers. He was positive me profuse in his gratitude. He has appointed me, and the first order of business for the manager of the esteemed Paradise Towers is a thorough renovation of Casa Felici, commencing with your prompt and permanent vacating of these premises, Wingman Grancian. Alistair practically skipped out the door, his joy bordering on delirium, and Flora stared at each other. The Paradise Towers? Julian repeated. But he promised me a rent-free penthouse there. He called me his hero and said he'd offer me anything Mott wanted. Quamatized. Just then, to Peregrine the phone rang. Mr. Caper, my dear boy. Your quick thinking saved my rather colorful existence. Mott reiterates my offer, a rent-free penthouse overlooking the ocean at Paradise Towers. And yes, your two charming roommates are welcome too. On and contain his excitement. Yes, we'll take it. Tonight. We'll move tonight. And dinner. Cream. Brulee sounds perfect, Mr. Pothole. Thank you, sir. He practically shouted into the phone, slamming it down. When removing. Julian shrieked, grabbing Flora and Pixie in an exuberant bear hug. A penthouse, rent-free, weary rich, weary finally out of Alistair's hair. Frantic, glorious. Packing spree ensued. Pots, pans, absurd paintings, and Pixie, entire collection of glitter-laden clothes, were tossed into boxes. They were triumphant. They were free. Obi, also Hebes. At their temporarily vacated, soon-to-be renovated apartment. Peregrine, a wizened, perpetually hungry man, consumed Julian's gourmet dinner with the zeal of a starved badger. He didn't say much, other than demanding seconds of everything. We were traumatized. So, Mr. Pothole, trying to pry information from him, between enormous mouthfuls of roasted duck. This Paradise Tower sounds utterly divine. 15 stories high, you say? With ocean views? Green Pothole burped contentedly. 15 stories high, you say? Sounds rather opulent. Only if you're looking through the window, of course. Excellent duck, young man. And your creme brulee. A work of art. Truly worth not paying for. Waddle plate. Worth not paying for. The Pothole dabbed his mouth. Vekepite. Hat and napkin. Oh yes, you see, mono, Mr. Cape. Mott have there are no Paradise Towers. No pence, no penthouses, no rent. The choking man routine is simply my most effective dining strategy. Everyone free meal. Mott feels good. Mott get one and Billy. No one wants to bill a choking man. He chuckled, rising from the table. Otentromata wait. Well, drivers are so kind, always willing to pay for my ride and send me home when Mott fall ill right before the fair. Ta! He walked out, leaving 3 utterly shell-shocked roommates, staring at the empty plates and the still gaping hole in the wall. When Pixie slowly gathered their belongings from outside the building. Their dreams of Paradise Towers evaporating like steam. Their home, once merely imperfect, now seemed utterly hostile. They meekly crept back inside. "No need to apologize," Flora whispered, dread hanging heavy in the air. Humbly, profusely, perhaps with a little groveling, Professor Whiffley's door prepared for a blistering reprimand. Alistair opened it, looking remarkably serene. Onagle says. Mort merely assumed. Your departure was temporary. He cleared his throat dramatically, way traumatized. In light of recent cosmic conjunctions and startling personal revelations, Motve Kepiet had to communicate a certain philosophical shift. Bartholomew, my brother, the Baron of Blandishments, and Grand Potentate of Perpetual Prohibitions. Alistair's voice swelled to an operatic crescendo. Quantide, know this. Mott have quit. No more shall suffer your capricious despotism. Your insipid wife and jejune progeny can frolic in their own insipid idiocies. For Mott, Alistair Whiffle, am now the new manager of Paradise Towers. Julian, Flora, and Pixie simply stared. Alistair, riding a wave of furious euphoria, beamed. Ancient Mesley. Yes, the estimable Mr. Passity. For discernment, That, and discovering my brother Bartholomew's questionable business ethics, swiftly discerned my potential. And just imagine, Mr. Caper, Olshan traumatized. Free access to all those thrillingly malfunctioning fixtures. What delightful vexations await. Beauty, their lives, it seemed, remained tangled with Professor Alistair Whiffle, though now he was off to manage imaginary skyscrapers and the whims of a scam artist. Julian, Flora, and Pixie returned to their slightly damaged apartment, bewildered but resigned. They had no penthouse, no fancy new life, but they had each other, and for the residents of Casa Feliz, that was, perhaps, more than enough. For now, the Haugen traumatized. The persistent chirp of crickets filtered through the slightly open window apartment 3A, a lullaby of the Azure Cove night. Julian Caper, usually a restless sleeper, found himself strangely peaceful on a bin, sofa, igreitend. It was then that a Sirmix snores started up from the living room sofa, so pronounced they seemed to shake the very foundations of Casa Feliz. Polfingomates mumbled, pulling her pillow over her head. Are the pipes giving us a concert, or has a very contented badger taken up residence? Guanju Partley. The source of the rumbling quickly became apparent. Silas Snoozemore grumbles. Obi Owenabi, Finchley, Ruby, Matai. Silas, a man, redefined the term old, elderly. He was ancient, possessing a wisdom honed by 7.5 decades of stubborn resistance to modernity, uncomfortable park benches, and an unwavering love for oatmeal, old, ondometameist. They found Silas yesterday, looking utterly forlorn, at the quirky Kraken Tavern, where Julian had hoped to showcase a new recipe for Kraken calamari, omnipadding. Silas had simply sat at a table, looking weary, muttering about condominiums, turning his old building into something incomprehensible, mind to grok. Pixie, with her characteristic lack of personal boundaries and an abundance of misplaced empathy, had immediately declared, "Oh, the poor man has no home. We simply must let him stay. He looks like a lovely, weathered gnome." Capacit. Professor Whiffley, as draconian rules against unregistered inhabitants, and the sheer absurdity of the situation had been swept away by Pixie's unwavering resolve, os grumble. But a menuis finfin, discernible hobby, was expert napping, became the newest temporary resident of apartment 3A, Ondulistais. The first night had been a minor skirmish over who slept where. Silas, despite his age, had surprising opinions. Mott always sleep on this side of the bed. He insisted, startling Julian with his proximity, as he found Silas inexplicably in Julian's bed. It closest to the bathroom on Euphunishabi. Eventually, Julian surrendered his sofa, though Silas seemed to take up surprisingly little room. Intelby. West. The next morning, the distinct aroma of overperked coffee, and what Julian suspected was Silas preferred gruel, boiled oats with an industrial strength smell wafted through the apartment. Silas miraculously was awake and shuffling about. Bingins. Silas grumbled, eyeing Julian with a critical look. You look as though you wrestled a squid in a dark alley. Coffee headache. Merely groaned. Silas, my new friend, a compliment. It is not. Copization. Just then, Pixie burst in. Obl. Bloom. Good morning, everyone. Silas, darling, look what Mot V collected for you. She held out a bouquet of surprisingly vibrant red roses. Oncle Night. He'd corners in warmest delight. They looked suspiciously wan specimens. From Professor Whiffle's beloved front garden. It widened. In horror. Flora, walking in behind Pixie, stopped dead. Pixie, where did you get those? Professor Whiffle's garden. The red ones are so bold and vibrant. They speak to my soul. And Silas needed some cheering up. Pixie chirped, utterly oblivious to the implication. Getting frantic glances. Professor Whiffle's prize roses were more precious to him than his vintage edition of Lays of Ancient Rome. This was not just theft. It was horticultural sacrilege. Excellidy's strategy for hiding the evidence. A rapid, insistent knocking. Heralded. Alistair Whiffle. Perceptional. Predicament. Someone has perpetrated an act of botanical banditry upon my prize-winning Rosa rubiginosa. Mot spy, a nefarious floral filcher, well Eastwaffen. He scanned the room, resting on Pixie. Then Silas. Then the hidden bouquet. Were Whiffle. My goodness, what are you doing here so early? Flora managed, trying to subtly shift a teacup in front of the crimson culprits. Otto traumat eisen. My visual cortex detects the presence of your uncle, Julian, and in his vicinity a definite rosa-colored aura. Unkling for a plausible explanation, stammered. Oh, Professor Whiffle, you remember Silas, my Uncle Silas, he says just visiting. All morning. Yes, Pixie added brightly, and he's been hiding in the closet all morning. Hood from Pixie to Silas. Then, back at Julian. Panicked face. In the closet, you say? An inherited family penchant for enclosed spaces, perhaps? His gaze snagged on a single, perfectly red rosebud, nestled precariously in Pixie's hair. Conay. What, pray tell, is that intriguing epidermal appendage? A new ephemeral growth. Ometo. Professor Whiffle, Pixie exclaimed, patting the rosebud. This is a cake decoration. Out of the apartment. Alistair, real, finally turned, and harumphed out of the apartment. Mott shall pursue the perpetrator of this petulant pillaging with the relentless vigor of a ravenous raptor. Olean spun around. Pixie, you have to help Silas find an apartment. Today. This whole old man charade is going to get us evicted. On Humanituis, Huabi. He picked Professor Whiffle as prize roses. That S, practically a death sentence in Casa Feliz. Conversation. He looked suddenly crestfallen. An old age home. Then, Mott can play checkers, learn to love oatmeal, maybe even knit. Mott, met. Sure. Mott can be good at knitting. His voice, for the first time, lacked its usual gruff resilience. And I traumatized. But later that evening, for a crucial dinner date with Dahlia Bafantity, a notoriously critical art collector he desperately hoped to impress. He found Silas sitting quietly on the sofa. Bentley began gently. You really can't stay. Dahlia will be here any second. And well, we need to be alone. When to you send. Alone, do you? Mott can operate. Oh, Mott can operate, Mott Luglunk. Just retire to your bed. You and your little hussy one to even know Mott met there. Limit Silas. And she's not a hussy. She's an important collector. Julian hissed. Just stay in my bedroom. And don't make a sound, all right? The doorbell rang. Julian pasted on his best charming smile. Dahlia, darling, welcome. All vanity, a woman who treats beauty as a weapon, swept in. She's a fade. Julian then the cluttered apartment with a practiced critical eye. Julian, you look almost palatable tonight. Her eyes caught a glimpse of Silas, now perched on Julian's bed, like a mischievous gargoyle, ornament on an earth. Is that decrepit ornament on your boudoir? Grotesque Silas. My friend. Friend, he's just resting. All-out cough. Cough! Hack! Hack! Erupted from the bedroom. Julian cringed. Always to taste. Dahlia raised a perfectly sculpted eyebrow. Julian, is your friend attempting a bronchial operetta? Perhaps he requires an iron lung rather than a temporary bed. Silas emerged, holding a charred blanket. Just a small fire. Dropped a cigarette. My bed is on fire, grumbled. My bed. You set my bed on fire, Silas. Alty shrugged. You need an ashtray in there. Traumatize. Dahlia, who by this point looked up to call a department, and her lawyers, fixed Julian Vecape had a frigid stare. Julian Caper, Mott find your domestic arrangements profoundly discombobulating. Good night of the apartment, leaving a distinct scent of expensive perfume and profound disappointment in her wake. But how be onto sofa, utterly defeated. Silas, you rooted it. My date, my bed, my chance for a glowing review from a prominent art collector. Ossitude. Silas shuffled towards the door. Mott met, sorry, young Caper. Perhaps, Mott was a nuisance. Mott look lung just be off then. Wouldn't want a building to fall on me, you know. He disappeared into the night. A niceness. Julian, date, eventually processed Silas' departure. He felt a pang of guilt. Sightless, for all his gruffness, was an old man. Alone in the city. Julian ran outside, calling his name, searching the familiar haunts of Azure Cove, but Silas was nowhere to Azure Pout. All eyes. The next morning, Flora returned from a late movie only to find a distraught Julian. Silas is gone. He just left. And Dahlia walked out. Maud don't know which is worse. Almost traumatized. Just then, a light, it was Silas. He entered, a triumphant, almost jaunty grin on his face. Communicate, you look as though you been searching for buried treasure, young Caper. Silas said, no need to worry, my boy. Mott met quite fine. Situation. Silas, we were worried sick. Ontleys, young Caper. Mott just returned to collect my valise and bid you adieu. He paused, adjusting a surprisingly jaunty cap on his head. And to introduce you to my new housemates. Lily and Alice, my two old buddies. Both radiating an aura of cheerful, mischievous defiance. Lily, petite, and with startlingly blue hair, giggled. Alice, more robust, carried a rather large, slightly overflowing handbag. Or stilt. A 2-bedroom apartment, just like you, Lily announced proudly. Kobe, Alice added. And, who knows, Alice Toriel wink, with a little bit of luck, our relationship could be just as innocent as yours. Painty Endless strolled out, leaving Julian, Flora, and Pixie utterly dumbfounded. Womatide. Julian looked at Flora. Did they just imply our living situation isn't innocent? Guti. Flora merely shrugged, a small smile playing on her lips. I think, Julian, that sometimes life simply finds a way to take care of itself. Now, about those peculiar humming noises from the kitchen plumbing. Wow, of a leak ooze and Valeria, LB, Vanias. But for now, Silas and his swinging pad of elderly companions had unexpectedly added another colorful chapter to the lives of the Casa Feliz residents. Win Wembiel. The email from Max Mirage arrived, bursting onto Julian Caper's screen with the visual subtlety of a neon sign. Subject: urgent. Mountain retreat. Big breaks and secret. Celeb encounters. Ur prisons. Crucial. One authorized. Julian groaned. Max, his endlessly scheming, occasionally charming, often exasperating best friend, was clearly in overdrive. Wartime real estate invest. Max Mirage, perpetual aspirant to acting greatness, which mainly involved subletting questionable properties, and a man who believed networking involved anything that got him a free meal, rarely communicated without an agenda. Quitting Shilby, to a place called the Redwood Rookery Lodge. Nestled deep within the presumably majestic Azure Mountain Range, Onfenbite, Bintoes. Max S. boss, whose identity shifted with alarming frequency, depending on Max S. current hustle, had generously lent him a sprawling mountain chalet, complete with gourmet kitchen and panoramic vistas. Late. A crew oil blade, royalty, crucially, with true Hollywood royalty. Orton Igenting again. Julian, utterly weak of culinary classes and a relentless string of night shifts at the Gilded Fork Bistro, just wanted to collapse. Oppie, he's the quasi traumatized. Max, through, he muttered to himself. The only royalty Mot met interested in rubbing elbows with is the king of sleep. Guishin, Max, Clayt, Bowen Maycoran. Breathless and flailing his arms like an uncoordinated mime. Jules, my man, you have to come to the Redwood Rookery with me. It's critical. My future as a cinematic titan depends on it. Autod. Julian, already in his pajamas. Max, Mot have a big exam. Mot met dead on my feet, and frankly, your chalet usually turns out to be a slightly more luxurious shed. No, Etchet, however, was impervious to reason. But Julian, think of it. Fresh mountain air, crystal streams, nature's masterpiece. He paused dramatically, and a chance to impress Serafina Sparkle, the hottest new talent in Azure Cove Community Theater. Beled, Serafina's, Sparkle, Flora. Greenleaf Fromleaf chimed in from the kitchen, wiping her hands on a dish towel. Is it she the actress who thinks reciting a grocery list is a dramatic monologue? Ontri ginetized. Max beamed, misunderstanding, but she needs to network. And you, Jules, are my secret weapon. Mot V told her you re a reclusive, world-renowned movie director, currently exploring commercials as a creative new outlet. Wansarist. You told her what? Max, Mot met a culinary student, not a Coppola. What kind of hair-brained scheme is this? Gwenchly Fay. Max lowered major talent. Jules. And a director would immediately recognize that. Just play along. Keep it on, the down low, you know. No bragging, just subtle directorial vibes. Please, Jules. It's as a stepping stone to my next role as a supporting extra in a toothpaste commercial. Awed his temples. Max, this is lunacy. She look lung find out Mot met just a chef. On shitly, Max insisted. Just come. The cabin, sis huge, plenty of room, a real gourmet kitchen. Stone fireplace. It's sis everything you could dream of. Went. Just then, Pixie Stardust, drawn by the animated conversation, bounced in. Whistle. Ooh, a chalet? Max, it has fairy lights. And a unicorn stable? Julian, that sounds like just the place to recuperate. Flora and Mot could join too, couldn't we? For moral support, and fresh mountain air for my chakra realignment. I'd been spinning. Could only manage a weak groan. Pixie, Flora, please, no. This is Max's directorial retreat. He needs privacy. Motair and Shili Mbanabili. Max, however, for additional impressive company for Serafina, grandly declared, "Of course, they can come. The more, the merrier. There is simply acres of space." On by Keen. So, Julian, caught in inflated promises and Pixie's relentless enthusiasm, found himself agreeing to the ill-fated Redwood Rookery Lodge retreat, or Kawardamatized. The chalet, to be less a grand lodge, and more a dilapidated hunting shack, with cobwebs for interior decor and the pervasive scent of damp earth. Mation Husaydais. Were tentikich a single rusty hot plate, and the stone fireplace was a crumbling heap of bricks that clearly hadn't seen a fire since the early days of man. Fina Sparkle. Max's starry-eyed companion gazed at Julian with a mixture of awe and theatrical intensity. "Oh, Mr. Caper, it's such an honor to meet such a profound artistic vision. Your work mot vi heard such rumors." Max rumors, no doubt. Want he list to Ginofar, iced. Julian, attempting a subtle directorial vibe, and tried to look as if he were contemplating a profound, unspoken narrative in Serafina's overly dramatic posture, onto a decidedly wobbly stool. Convinced he would get a wink of sleep, the door creaked open again. Countess Viviane. Viviane Dumont, arrayed in a designer trekking outfit that looked more appropriate for a fashion shoot in Aspen than a rustic cabin, sashayed in. "Ween, my darling. Mott sensed your irresistible magnetic field calling me to this rustic respite. Oh, and the camping. So invigorating," she winked at Julian. "You know, this reminds me of my 3 husbands, such sleepy men, always taking me on grand excursions, only to fall asleep." Osley sighs. Wildered gulp. Before he could react, Flora and Pixie, trailing their usual luggage train, bounced in, utterly oblivious to Viviane's suggestive tone. "Uning a tight. Often it. We made it. The scenic route took longer than expected. But oh, the vistas. So much potential for interpretive dance," Pixie exclaimed, immediately striking an improvised pose. Obli, previous sparse, was now crammed. Vekepiti had 7 people and their eclectic baggage. Max, still desperately trying to impress Serafina, pointed dramatically to a worn hammock outside. "Julian, my friend, for truly profound reflection, there is always the hammock. Embrace the solitude," with mutely. Fin Julian, he fertigatim at mutlit, b. He trudged outside. As he closed his eyes, hoping for oblivion, he heard Viviane's sultry voice drifting from the cabin. "Oh, Julian, you are just so gorgeous in your sleep." Much later, scratched and irritated to a symphony of chirping insects, and what felt like 100 tiny biting devils. Inside, chaos reigned. Kuchendebi. Max and Serafina were rehearsing a ridiculously over-the-top scene. Viviane was giving Julian longing glances from the porch, and Flora and Pixie were wrestling with a stubbornly uncooperative tent they were attempting to set up directly outside Julian's hammock. Omatized. "Julian, my sweet culinary genius, you look rather itchy," Viviane observed, running a manicured finger down his arm. "Allow me to assist with your predicament." Of the hammock. "Vivienne, no. Bugs, Mott met being eaten alive out here." He stomped back into the already overcrowded shack. "Mott can't take it anymore. Mott needs sleep, with real walls and no biting arthropods." Enfamini kind. He's still quite traumatized. Well, Julian, Flora stated. If you want to see real stars, just keep running back any side here every time a spider tickles your nose. It, Luglung all makes sense in the morning. Kin shifted. Serafina, who had been listening intently to Julian's outburst, her eyes wide, turned on Max. He's not a director, is he? He's just scratching himself. Ot winced. Well, Mott mean. Technically, he's more of a chef-tor, a culinary auteur, if you will. O Maximilian. Serafina wailed, her voice rising to a dramatic crescendo. You made me make a fool of myself. She dramatically threw an imaginary script at Max. Mott am leaving. My career, such as it is, cannot abide such deception. White eat. She stomped it out of the cabin, leaving Max to stare forlornly at her receding silhouette. Rufina going? Max asked, bewildered. Quiescent eyes. Julian barely registered Serafina, unbearable itch. Registered Serafina, departure. He was scratching violently. Max, forget Serafina. Where do Mott get out of this thing? He gestured frantically at the cabin, cramped interior, all to be traumatized. An incongruous vision in his tweed hiking ensemble materialized at the cabin door, almost roughleast. A rookery. Mott was merely retrieving a small basket of wild strawberries for my morning repast. Ah, Julian, my boy, you seem to be having a bit of a dermal emergency. Boiled traumatize. Julian, that by this him resemble an overboiled lobster, stared at Alistair in horror. Strawberries! Alistair, those aren't strawberries. Those are blueberries. Otrier blinked. Close enough, my dear caper. And what's happened to you? You look as though you've embraced a rather aggressive case for floral inflammation, honorably traumatis. And Julian, driven to the edge of sanity by the itching, finally managed to stammer. Those leaves Mott was sleeping on in the hammock. Professor, they were poison oak. Also too, Flora, surveying his inflamed skin with widening eyes. Poison oak? Pixie gasped. Oh, Julian, what a magnificent constellation of crimson irritation. Omada Oakley closed his eyes. Julian, simply mountain retreat, culminating in a spectacularly itchy, embarrassing and thoroughly memorable lesson in trusting Max Mirage-'s promises. He longed for the relative sanity of apartment 3A at Casa Feliz. Faulty plumbing, Alistair Whiffle, and all onematized. Perhaps a peaceful night of sleep, free from peculiar salesmen, assertive barking, phantom penthouses, lost grumbles, and aggressive foliage was all a culinary chef truly needed. He knew one thing for certain: a long, soothing bath in calamine lotion awaited. On white tinted eyes. He had cooked himself a gourmet meal. Something simple, something unproblematic, maybe toast, without Max or Pixie or Alistair Whiffle involved in its creation, outstripped the meager Steve eating enticed. Julian Vance, often outstripped the meager space of his shared apartment, hummed a tuneless little ditty as he scraped a rather determined piece of burnt toast into the trash on the traumatized. Serafina Thorne and Pippa Bloom were still sound asleep, a feat of resilience Julian envied on a perpetually early Monday morning. All traumatized. Come and knock on our door, he crooned under his breath, a playful jab at the well-worn opening lines of the building's unofficial anthem, often piped through ancient speakers in the communal lounge. We've been waiting for you, or at least, more than been waiting for you to finish all the milk. Gombe offered but unaiset, alias. Traumatized, as their ramshackle yet charming Port Solara co-living space was rather grandiosely named, was less a residence and more a living organism, perpetually thrumming with the low hum of ancient plumbing, the scent of a dozen different tenants, eccentric cooking, impromptu folk music, from the second floor. From the second floor of Leising Kleist, who, how, Tenabe, there perched precariously on the third level, offering a tantalizing glimpse of the distant, glittering ocean, if one craned their neck far enough and squinted past the flapping laundry on the fire escape, or by touting a Brent. Julian, a student chef Institute of Gastronomic Alchemy, paid for his culinary dreams by assisting at the bustling, upscale Gilded Spoon restaurant, Omais, Adonaby. His life was a delicate souffle of late-night shifts and the intricate balancing act of cohabiting with two vibrant, utterly dissimilar women. Komistowe, Raished. Serafina, a statuesque florist at Botanical Rhapsody, possessed the pragmatism of a root vegetable and the grace of a blooming gladiolus. Her logical mind was the anchor that kept Unit 3B from drifting entirely into chaos. On the Avatais was pure whimsy, a human daffodil perpetually swaying in a breeze only she could feel. Her mind was a butterfly garden, beautiful but wildly untended, and her pronouncements often arrived from a philosophical plane inaccessible to mere mortals. We greet Weneby days. As the sun finally wrestled its wanes, bathing their shared living room in a watery gold, Julian's domestic tranquility was shattered by a cascade of frantic thumps from the bathroom. On Aurelian. Serafina. Anyone who possesses functional digits and is currently grappling with the concept of negative space. Pippa's voice, a sweet, high-pitched peal, warbled through the thin walls. My bath hit is turning into a tidal pool, Golinis incited, wiping white imaginary flour from his apron. The universe, it seemed, always chose the precise moment he envisioned a serene breakfast to launch its latest absurd volley. He strolled over, a wry grin already forming on his lips. Bomeister. Serafina, her usually neat bun slightly askew, was already at the bathroom door, peering through a crack. Inner, Ortiused. What on earth? Serafina's tone held that particular blend of concern and resignation only found in the best of friends, or, in their case, exasperated older sisters. Osleys. Mott was trying to hang the new shower curtain, Pippa wailed, and it's proving rather resistant. It seems to have a personality disorder. On Meist, he fight. Julian pushed past Serafina, his brow arching at the sight of Pippa standing in the tub, clad only in an oversized, fluffy bath towel that seemed barely held in place by sheer optimism. Onegay Hentley. Traumatized. Her hair, usually a blonde curls, was now matted and dripping, water sloshing perilously close to the rim of the ancient porcelain tub. In one hand, she clutched a brand new shower curtain, still largely folded, in the other, a small, blunt butter knife. Ostam. Pippa. Honey, what are you doing with a butter knife? Julian asked, trying to suppress a chuckle. Opened their hearts. But, she replied earnestly, but they re quite obstinate. He's expert, and, in this case, actually competent, assistance. A thunderous rap shook their front door. It was the kind of insistent, self-important knock that could only belong to one person in the Kronos collective. Ophelitai. Alistair Piffle, their landlord, was a man carved from disapproval, perpetually adorned in a waistcoat that seemed to pinch his sensibilities more than his girth. Within Bulgreed, with the self-appointed authority of a feudal lord, overseeing a appointed troublesome duchy. Overseeing a particularly troublesome duchy, despite being merely an employee of his absentee brother, Wing on Matthijs. Lay in uncovering perceived transgressions among his eclectic tenants, particularly the vibrant and, to his mind, perpetually scandalous trio in 3B, Honor B. Open up, Piffle reporting. Alistair's voice boomed, sharp and reedy, a clarion call of impending censure. With Serafina. The shower curtain, she whispered, her eyes wide. He'll think Julian S. Quasiniti Kabelk. Julian finished, grimacing. Or worse, a clandestine rubber duck regatta. The front door, unfortunately, swung open later on. Alistair Piffle, wearing his most official managerial Inquisition scowl, stepped inside the wet yachting door, which traumatized. His eyes, beady and perpetually narrowed, immediately swept towards the bathroom door, which Pippa, in her towel-clad panic, had somehow managed to wedge halfway open. One day, Pippa S. of the bathroom, Pippa S. voice unintentionally amplified by the echo of porcelains and tile. Of porcelain and tile. Julian, you simply must get in here with me. We can get it on the shower curtain, mot mean. Utimbiet, Alistair's monocle, dangled from a silk cord, seemed to pop from his eye socket in sheer horror. His face, normally a muted beige, flushed an alarming beetroot red, waning, traumatized. Julian, his hands flying up in a gesture of frantic surrender, stammered, Mr. Piffle. It's not what it looks like. On-site listening. He lunged towards the bathroom door, his expression a theatrical mask of moral outrage. Rub, a dub, in a tub. 2 for scandal. Mark my words, he shrieked, an incomprehensible amalgam of nursery rhymes and moralistic condemnations. Having managed to disentangle herself from the shower curtain, peeked out, her hair still dripping. Mr. Piffle, what on earth are you babbling about? She asked, genuinely bewildered. And how did Julian get his clothes on so fast? Please stand. Julian just buried his face in his hands as Alistair Piffle spun around, eyes still, bugged out, scrutinizing Pippa as remarkably pristine bath towel, owning a defilade. Eken mingitwer, honest. The sheer speed with which Julian, whom he imagined to be fully immersed in unspeakable soapy tryst, had apparently materialized, fully clothed, outside the bathroom while Pippa remained draped, was beyond Alistair's capacity for illicit fantasy. 1. His moral outrage was colliding head-on with logical absurdity. Offers caucusley, offer the immediate crisis a slice. Quick thinking, as always, explained the shower curtain debacle. Ve kepite hat, brisk efficiency, steering Alistair away from the precipice of a full-blown nervous breakdown. However, Pippa's day was only beginning its downward spiral, unent, finally succeeding while hanging the elusive shower curtain with you slipped Julian's actual help. Up, she slipped on a patch of soap foam and banged her head against the tub rim with a soft but definitive thud. Anew. Pippa, momentarily disoriented, declared the shower curtain her sworn enemy. Serafina, ever the nursemaid, fretted. Julian, attempting to be the stoic, practical one, scooped Pippa up, an alarming bump already burgeoning on her forehead. Ween and Zephyr. Serafina declared, already grabbing a blanket. Horafina blanket and Julian S. car keys. Wentimant, scent. Scent, scents. Alistair, still lurking in the doorway,